This whole room smells like farts, and I don't know why. I don't know why. I just went upstairs. What a way to start, right? I just went upstairs to check on the missus and the baby. And I came back in, and I was like, good God almighty. Like, what is going on? I think the bearded dragon's enclosure needs cleaned out, but normally it's not anywhere near that bad. Like, what the hell? It's bad. it's real bad. It's real bad. Yeah. Maybe the bearded dragon did something. I don't know, man. Gotta plug in my headphones. For those of you who missed it, this is my little Valhalla 2 headphone amp, and it's great. And one of my favorite little things about it is that as it warms up, because it's a tube amp, it has to like slowly rev up and get the juice flow into the headphones, and it always starts with the right ear cup and then it moves over slowly to the left as it gets heated up. So it just takes a minute. But now it's going. Okay, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you're doing well. Feeling good. What was the song with female vocalizing? Let's see. I am playing through the Assassin's Creed Syndicate OST, which is comprised of these songs. So it would have been one of these. Or I guess one of the first four. So one of those. Do recommend. It's got one of the best soundtracks like ever. It's truly tremendous. Well, what a terrific audience. One of my cats also used to do feral shits. I used to comment something wasn't right with her. Turns out I was right. Rip Lulu. Oh no. That's a roller coaster, man. Jesus. Oh goodness. So yeah, in case you guys are not aware, today there is like a Konami event or reveal or something. Nobody really knows what exactly it's going to be. There's been some rumors on Twitter as to what it could be that they're going to reveal or what they have to talk about. I don't know what to believe and what not to believe. So I'm just going to go in kind of blind and just roll with it, you know? Just roll with it. Silent Hill 2 remake, that's the one I heard most. So we will see if that actually is the case, because I've heard that as well, and I don't know if I totally believe it, but we will see. It's also, is it just me or is it like a little weird to start with like 2? Like as your reboot. Why isn't this working? Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo, boop. Okay, that closed. Open that. Okay, let me pop out the chat. Let me copy the link so I can get it on this second monitor. Paste that over there. Voila. You gotta love it when things just kind of work. Okay. Let's see. Louvre, good to see you. Rocky, thanks for being here. I know it's late where you are, or very early, I guess, technically. Let's see. Whenever Konami is mentioned, I try not to get my hopes up. That is the way to go. Like I've said to everybody, with this, you never know. You never know. But Konami has not made a what most people consider to be a good game in easily like 15 years. So there is zero reason to be hyped at this point. We will see what they show, but do not get your hopes up too much. The Bayonetta thing, yeah, we could blast through that stuff real quick because I have the show doc that Jacob put together. So I could blast through those news stories now, or we could do it after. I don't know, because I do want to jump on some PT Unreal and try that. We did that last year. We played through the whole thing. We probably won't play through the whole thing today, but yeah. Let's see. We got a bunch of people in here. Thank you, everybody, for being out here. By the way, 130 people in here already. I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you so much. If you could hit the like button, that does actually help. I know it's cringe to ask, but on YouTube, apparently that's something YouTubers are supposed to ask for. And please like the button and share the stream with your friends, and then we'll be best friends. And get yourself some Jake Paul merch and blah, blah, blah. So if you could do that, that would be tremendous. I would appreciate it. Let's see. Spooky Uncle PT. That's most definitely what's up. I like that Spooky knows what I'm talking about with all of these King Cobra references. That's most definitely what's up, tubes. Or like there's donate text to speech. He calls it donate to talk shit. And so he's like, donate to talk shit, coming in nicely, tubes. I just love it. It's my guilty pleasure. Already liked it. Louvre, you're awesome. Thank you. Appreciate you. We are conditioned now, Luke. Already liked at the start. A like for Luke. Appreciate you, Imperium. Love it. Love it. Rip Cyberpunk playthrough. Oh, we might get back into it, Rocky. You never know. We might. I'd like to. I like experimenting with these mods too. Like it was actually finding that flying car mod was pretty solid. I really like that. Lord Evil, yeah, Plague Tale 2, very good. I actually just finished filming the full critique. Jacob's going to be working on that like for the next 48 hours to get it up by Friday. So we're grinding that out. I'm glad I committed to doing it, so we're just going to do it. Because otherwise I probably would be like, we'll give it some more time. We'll wait an extra week and we'll wait 2 weeks and then eventually just never do it. Have you tried Visage? It's like PT, but a full game. I have not. I've heard a lot of things about it, though. Might try it closer to Halloween. Would you consider the Plague Tale game spooky? Nah, not really. I don't think I'd consider it spooky. Still no God of War review code? No, and I don't expect to get one. Basically, in case anybody is wondering for whatever weird reason you might be wondering, I don't know what it is. I got a code for the Legacy of Thieves collection, which comes straight from PlayStation, but I didn't get a code for God of War. And I got the Legacy of Thieves code like Friday, and they sent out God of War codes Monday. So I don't know what I did to get on the list for Friday, but not on Monday. And I really think what it probably is that there is there's like different tiers of creators. So like if I'm a B tier creator and then say like Skill Up is an A tier, they give Skill Up those huge games and B tier games, which are like the remakes, PC releases, that type of thing. But B tier only qualify for B and beneath. So I think I'm currently listed as like a B tier, maybe because my channel's not big enough, maybe because I bashed The Last of Us Part 1 so hard. I don't know, but either way, that's what happened. So I have not gotten that. Are the review copies of games the full game? Yeah, they send you like the whole damn thing. The whole damn thing. The DLC, they like whatever the biggest and baddest like digital version of the game is, that's what they send you. Yeah, Uncharted PC Day. Yeah. The announcement's in 45 minutes. 45 minutes is it? It's in an hour and a half. I think it's an hour and a half actually. Gotham Knights PC specs. No, I have not looked at that. Hold on. Is it in our doc? No, it's not. Okay. By the way, Rocky, real quick. Let me see if I can do this actually from here. I don't think I can do it from there. So it came to my attention, Rocky, after your message that the moderators don't get the like privileges of a member, which is insane to me. So because I honestly thought if you were promoted to mod, you would just get to have all this stuff with like that a member gets, but apparently not. So I thought it was basically like you just get membership. But evidently that's not the case. So what I was going to do is I was just going to gift you guys your memberships, but I don't know how to do that. Yes, I can super chat, I can live chat, I can clip stuff. I hadn't liked my own stream. That's the problem. So I gotta gotta figure out how to do that because I don't know how to specifically gift somebody a membership. Is that not a thing? Surely that's a thing, right? Like, there's no way that they just don't do that. Surely I can do that. Okay, what if I pull it up on my actual computer? This is like Inception. This is weird. Report? No. Support membership. Can I gift membership? No, I can buy membership. Why can I not gift? I already enabled this as a feature. YouTube's live streaming support is whack, man. It's weird. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. Yeah, Nick's already got one. Sorry, Rocky. And I'll mess it. I could have sworn we had gift memberships enabled, right? I'm not crazy. Because I did like all the paperwork for it. I filled it out. And apparently it's not a thing now. So fantastic. How tremendous. How tremendous. Let me go monetization, memberships, memberships. Oh, I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. I don't know. I'll mess with it. I can't find it anywhere. That's what I'm saying. I can't find it either. Gift membership's a pretty new thing. Well, I remember we enabled it because it was like I announced it on stream and I was really proud of it because we had to do a ton of stupid like paperwork and stuff to make it happen. And now I can't find it anywhere. And it's really, really weird because it seems like that should just be a mainstay, but whatever. I don't know why it would not be enabled anymore. Can I rate your setup? Oh yeah, I can rate your setup. Hell yeah. Support.google. Buy gift membership. Channel member. Click membership gifting. Within the live chat. It should show up on the dollar button where you like donate. Okay. I click on that and there's membership join. Super chat, but there's no button for gifting. Opt in. Right, because it was like it had to be a brand account and the brand account needed to support it. That's right. That's right. Hey. Limited to YouTube. Boom. Yup. Okay, I have no idea. I have no idea why it isn't working. It's there for us. You can see it. Well, you should still be able. Okay, I don't even know. See, there's little stuff like this that just should be supported on YouTube that just isn't for whatever reason, and it's really dumb and stupid. But what are you gonna do? Hopefully they get around to fixing it at some point in the near future. Let me pull up these news stories. We'll blast through these stories real quick. And then we will get into some PT. Rock and roll. Gotham Knights. Yeah, Gotham Knights. PC requirements just leaked. Let's look at that. Okay, surprisingly demanding. Let me pull this up, add it to the doc. Okay, let's talk about this first, because you guys mentioned this in chat. Let's talk about this. Also, I think it would be kind of cool. Let me do this. Let me copy the chat into this other scene, so that when we do stream highlights, you guys appear on the video. I think that'd be cool, right? Be super famous. Super famous. You can't read shit. Okay. Right on the white background. That's tremendous. Okay, what if I do this? Okay. Scale that down. And we put it like here. Is that too big? And then what if I just go like up there, but then I move this underneath the video? See, this is the stuff you guys don't see behind the scenes, getting this working. And then this, I make it a little bigger. Why am I getting a call? I'm not answering. It's going to be some random thing. Overlays hurt my head. Oh, dude, for real. I also, this is like the most toxic thing I've ever seen. This like bright red. You remember YouTube used to have those like really random like backgrounds on those Vivo music videos? You remember that? Like Justin Bieber would come out a new album and then it would all be Justin Bieber everything all over Vivo. You remember that? That was low-key kind of cool, but it was also toxic as hell. One of my favorite things is to go back and see those old videos where like you can just see what YouTube used to look like, and it just looks so horrible every time you go back in time. Makes me wonder what the next like wave is going to be, you know? Background color. I can add a background color. Oh. Only for preview purposes. Okay, never mind. In that case, I need to like add a... Hold please. We're almost there and then we'll be good. Almost there. I have a color source, copy, go back here, paste, right over the face. There you go, right over the moneymaker. And then maybe we go like that, and then just like that. Does that work? At least then you can like kind of read it. And then I'll scale this so it ends with the chat box. I think that works. Okay, now you're included. Yay, we're all here. We made it. And I'll just copy this stuff over to the other scene where the camera's angled slightly differently. Oops. My face is copied twice. Okay, this, move that down. And then I drag this over there. Don't get whiplash. I want to, a little more. Okay, that looks good. And then this, lower this down a little, raise that a little. Okay, now both should work. Okay, that seems to be a good balance. I don't know, I think that works. Okay, anyway. Let's see. Luke doesn't worry about mini specs. Yeah, no, you're damn right. Who do you think I am? A farmer? That's one of my favorite moments from what was it? 30 Rock. Liz Lemon comes in and Jack is getting fitted like he's getting a tuxedo put on, because this whole episode she's been worried that there's like this big fundraiser and they're on a deadline and they're gonna miss it because it's like a big like I think charity benefit or something. And so she's stressing out. She comes in and realizes the benefit isn't for like a week or something, but he's getting fitted for a tuxedo. And she's like, why are you wearing a tuxedo? He's like, it's after 4. What am I, a farmer? I just love it. It's so great. Is the Shadow of War critique? Well, it's going to play it. Hold on. Please hold. I get so excited. I want to talk and read it, but the notification will play. Eventually, it's supposed to play. The second I say it, it's going to start playing. I swear to God. Okay, let me watch. It's going to happen. Alex Daniels, thank you for the $5, my friend. Let's talk about your mother. Fuck. Every single time.
Alex Daniels donated $5 through Super Chat. Is the Shadow of War critique ever coming? I feel like that just got left behind when other games came out, lol.
Yes, it did certainly get left behind. For me, the issue was that I just really didn't enjoy playing it for the longest time. I eventually got through it. I managed to make it happen. And it worked relatively well. Like, I still don't think I have a lot of fun with it. I have a good number of problems with it, but all told, like, I don't know. It's a tough game because I think no matter what I say about it or however much I try to be like fair to it, it's still going to come off as, I think you just don't like this game, Luke. And I think it's because I honestly just don't really like the game. And I think that's the biggest issue. It's like, I don't really like the game, so I can't really fake it. And so I asked you guys in chat one time, I was like, how do I like handle this conversation reasonably well without it being like, I don't know, without it coming off weird. And so I think what I'm going to do is just be super upfront about it and real with it and just be like, hey, listen, this is where I'm at. I didn't have a ton of fun with this, but I can appreciate it for what it is, you know, which is a half decent game that you probably should abandon after a few hours, which is kind of my broader stance on it. Let's see. Thank you, Edward, by the way, for the $1.99. Is Gotham Knights sus or are you sus? I don't know. I find it fairly sus. I will be real. The stream is vibing. I'm vibing. You're damn right. I also added this to the soundboard.
George Bush doesn't care about black people.
Why? I don't know, but it's there now. Just like I don't know why, but we're here. We made it. Let's see. But yeah, I think we'll eventually do a video on Shadow of War. I think probably like maybe an I tried video or I gave it a second chance or something like that, where I'm just going to be real and just like, I can appreciate parts of it. There's other parts where I'm just like, after the initial chunk, like you'll play through the game, it's like 25, 30 hours maybe. And then you reach what was initially the break before the end game. And the end game was like 40 hours of just insane grind. And they really pushed you to like buy loot boxes to get legendary orcs and to level up that way. They later patched it and got rid of that element and shortened the grind. So it wasn't like 40, 50 hours. It was instead like, I think it's 7 or it's like 4 cycles, but it takes most people like 7 to 8 hours. But even that, I'm like, I'll go look up the final cutscene on YouTube. I don't feel like I need to do it because I just don't have fun playing it, you know? And the way they designed the levels was really weird and confusing. Shadow of Mordor, I find to be a much better game. Much better. Even though on paper Shadow of War should be way better, I just greatly prefer Shadow of Mordor. Yeah, remember the whole true endings locked behind a paywall? Yeah. That's what it was. That's what it was, straight up. Real talk. Look here. Look, listen. That's most definitely what's up. Does Darkside Phil have any catchphrases? Is there any like notable catchphrase of his? Because Wings of Redemption has "Look here, look, listen," and like Wendy's chili and stuff, and Gothic King Cobra has "That's most definitely what's up, tubes," and you know I'm waiting to find a girlfriend who's alive, non-related, consenting, of age, and goth. He's like, that's, if I can find that, I'm happy. Like, the fact you have to specify alive is not a great it's not a great thing. Like, if you romantically have to specify I want somebody who's alive, there's a problem. Oh, the camera's on that whole time. Yeah, Bobcat, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's it. I'm gonna clip that out of context and send it to Nikki. Yeah, she'd love that. Let's see. Need for Speed Unbound Edition, $70. I'm telling you what, Game Pass just makes all of these games look like scams. Like it's crazy. Let's see. Little Jimmy. I think the gameplay of Shadow of War is great, but the campaign is horribly structured to the point where you begin to hate the gameplay itself. Yeah, it really goes to show you what pacing can do, and I really insist that the way they structured the missions and quests, it's like weird, it's like open world, but it's little arenas with little paths between them. It feels straight out of like 2007, even though it's a 2017 game. It's bizarre. And it just doesn't make sense. Like, the original game had a much better map system than they did. Groovy. Thank you, Alex. $10. There we go. See, that time the notification went off quick.
Alex Daniels donated $10 through Super Chat.
Appreciate you.
Not trying to hog the chat, but please do a video on Dragon's Dogma. Such an underrated action RPG. With DD2 on the way, it'd be great to hear your take. Much love from Charlotte, North Carolina Heart.
Much love to you too, Alex. Thank you. $10. Very generous. I would be into that. I've actually been looking for new RPGs to get into. I've had the itch, you know? So I'll dig into that. I'll look into that. Intriguing. Dragon's Dogma. I think that's on Game Pass too, isn't it? I'm pretty sure. Imperium, I'm trying to watch a stream with the volume on low because it's 3:30 a.m. and the wife is sleeping, but can barely hear it over my cat purring. Doesn't help that I'm borderline deaf. There's so many things there. Oh God. Well, I appreciate you hanging out, and hopefully your wife is. It's like the State Farm thing. Who are you talking to in the middle of the night? It's Luke's stream on YouTube. Well, Luke sounds hideous. Okay. Oh, I'm impressed. Bot actually read Charlotte, North Carolina is North Carolina. Yeah, no, it's actually kind of impressive. You're right. Rocky, thank you. I was gonna go back up and dig through the comments to see that. Let's see Rocky's setup. This better be your setup and not like some Belle Delphine something or other. Okay, hold on. This is Rocky's setup. Let's see Rocky's setup. Of course, I have a big. Oh, no, it's gone now. Anyway. Okay, this is Rocky's setup. Let's see. A HyperX mic. You've got a dedicated laptop mounted up here. What's that? Is that like a little monitor? A secondary monitor that you have down there? That's kind of cool. I like that. You got your speakers set up. It looks like you got some charging cables ready to go. Water bottle. I would guess this is a light, because you got the camera mounted here. That's nice. So this is a light. You got like maybe something over it to soften it, I would guess. Or is this like a homemade pop filter or something? I don't think you need a pop filter with those. Maybe not. I like that. Okay. This keyboard, is this a custom or is this like a GMMK Pro? This looks like a GMMK Pro. Like what is it? Is it a 60%? I think it's a 60% setup. I like that. It's off brands. Okay. I mean, hey, if it works, it works. Then you got the nice long mouse pad. I don't know. It looks nice. It actually reminds me a lot of like my setup when I was at, where was it? I think at Locust Street, my apartment over there. It reminds me a lot of that setup I had. Because I remember I saved up and I got my first 60 hertz BenQ monitor. And it was like a 24-inch thing. And that was like a whole new world. Because my other monitor I was using used VGA to plug in. So it was like a huge upgrade. But it like was the thing that started off my whole kit. Because I didn't have a gaming laptop like this. I had a little MacBook Pro. So I had that set up on the side. And so that reminds me. But what is this? This is I'm intrigued by this. Because I have something similar to that with my current setup. But not quite the same. Not quite the same. Thank you, Disco Cobra.
Disco Cobra 2013 donated $10 through Super Chat.
That's most definitely what's
hey,
up.
Hey Luke, first time super for you, but have been watching for a while. You ever consider doing a retrospective or analysis on arcade racers like Burnout or other lost games like Driver?
Thank you again for the $10. It's very generous, Disco. What I would say is I was actually talking with Jacob about this the other day. Specifically lost games. Yes, I wouldn't say like we specifically named Burnout or Driver or games like that, but I've been looking for new ideas for games and stuff, and or for videos and things. And one of the things I thought could be cool would be to go back and hunt down lost games and lost things like that. So I've actually considered doing something very similar to that and creating basically a series where we go back and find the games that like launched one year and just were buried in the sea of other games. The thing is, like, you just have to figure out, because those games almost by definition, you don't like they don't have name recognition because by definition they were lost. Like nobody knows what they are. So you have to find a unique spin on it to get people to still click and watch it. And sometimes you can do that because you like establish the series and then people just watch everything in the series. But then you have to start with like 10 episodes that are awesome to get people hooked into that series, like Defunct Land. Nobody's heard of 95% of the stuff that Defunct Land talks about, but they still, like, maybe Defunct Land's a bad example because most people have heard of that stuff, but like maybe Sunbright Films or something like that. But you watch it because you like the other stuff they do. So I've just got to figure out the way to package it, you know? And once I figure that out, we'll be good. But I've got to figure out how to do that. But it's a good question, Disco, because we've been thinking about doing stuff very similar to that. Let's see. Thoughts on Scorn? Play the gameplay is too simple. Love the general vibe. Yeah, it seems interesting enough. And the fact that it's short actually makes it more appealing to me. I know, like, Kunal, maybe that it could be a turnoff, especially if you have to pay for the game. But being on, like, Game Pass makes it much more approachable to me because I'm like, okay, I can spend 3-4 hours trying it and giving it a shot. So I'm not opposed to that. But it certainly seems like it's got its own suite of issues, for sure. Yeah, we could hunt down E.T. from 1982. I think my brother Jacob, he collects a ton of like old school games, so we could do that. He probably has like some stuff stocked up that he could find. Yeah, Luke reviews chat setups. That could actually be fun. We could do that. Acer Nitro. But yeah, all told, Rocky, I think this is a solid setup. And I like the dark wall. What camera do you have? It looks like a Canon, I think. Maybe like a Canon T series, I would guess. Oh, it looks like a nice little set. And then I think these are Christmas lights. Dude, I love Christmas lights. If Christmas lights worked better in my setup, like, you better believe I would have Christmas lights everywhere. Because I freaking love Christmas lights. Did the screen, I thought it said, did my capture card just die on me? Copyright protected content? What? Okay, weirdo. Hold on. That's odd. Please hold. Hold on. I just have to hit the HDMI switcher and then switch it back. And then usually it works. Did it work? Yay, it worked. See, I've done this before. Let's see. Do. Do. Into platformers, Ori games are amazing. I do like when I get the itch to play a platformer, I'm really into them. But it's like I played Celeste in one sitting. We had like a snow day in college and they just sent us like an email. No classes today, just take the day off. So I sat down and I started playing through Celeste on my Switch and I played through the whole game in one sitting and it was a great time. I remember that day very fondly. It was super snowy outside, super chilly in the basement, and I just sat there, played through the whole game all the way through. It was wonderful. One of the very few times I've ever like blasted through a game in one sitting. And so when I get the itch, I have a great time. Cananeos 1200D. Ooh, give me the D. Nobody clip that. Let's see. First stream I've caught live. Thank you, James. Love your critiques and how well thought out and articulate they are. Love chilling and catching up on your VODs after work. Awesome, James. Appreciate you. Thank you. Missing old messages. Classic. You're damn right. You're damn right, Rocky. Opinions on NFS Unbound. I don't know. The art style looks interesting. I'm just not that into racing games. If I'm just being real, I'll play them like it's one of my guilty pleasure games. It's kind of like Death Stranding. I'll play them to turn my brain off, but that's about it. Konami reveal. We don't know yet. It hasn't happened yet. Already clipped it, noob. Oh. How did Games with Chad go last week? I missed it, but it sounded like a blast. More plan for the future. Yeah, Brandon, we're going to do more. And I think we're going to try to do a little more, we're going to try to plan it out a little bit more. So instead of just doing like a little Jackbox, we'll try to do something a little more elaborate, probably coordinated with the Discord channel that we have. So we can do stuff like, Overwatch, and we'll have voice chat. And I'd like to do like, maybe somewhere where we just make a room and we can all chat and talk in the room. I think something like that could be really cool. And it could be fun. It could be really fun. Let's see. James. Yeah, that was Rocky's recommendation. Yep. Most of the good ideas here come from Rocky. James, if you like platformers, you can check one I was working on for quite some time soon to release. Space Tale, Wonder Your Opinion, was responsible for art. Oh, James, that's super cool. Space Tale. Hold on, I'm adding it to my doc so I can look it up later. That's cool. Copy. And paste. Interesting. Oh, this is pretty too. Damn, dude. That's pretty good. November 3rd. That's pretty cool. Huh. I just want to be a COD Luke Stevens clan. Oh, that would be kind of fun. Back in the day with Apex, when Warzone first came out, I was all into Warzone. And I won't just toot my own horn. I got pretty good. Those of you who were in chat saw some of my snipes. Pretty decent. Pretty okay, if I say so myself. Pretty okay. Luke got distracted by the Senua video, forgot this started. Oh, Fish, that's a valid excuse. I grant your tardiness. I actually bring up a lot of Senua's Sacrifice comparisons in the Plague Tale Requiem critique, actually. Because they do a lot of stuff similar, especially at the very end. We can do giveaways for a game like COD and stuff. That could be fun. Oh, yeah, that could be super fun. Big into COD Zombies back in the day. I wouldn't say big into it. I'm the guy that like never could get past like level 8 or 9. I had friends that would get into like I think the 30s or something, but I've never been great at those. But then again, I've never like really tried. We'll use the shotgun mic for more reviews, or are you sticking to the one you're currently using? I experimented actually. Viking, I spent like 45 minutes messing with stuff. You can actually, I've got a boom arm up here, like right here, just out of frame. Hold on. Like you can see it here. I had this mounted up here just to experiment with the shotgun mic. So I tried placing it just with like here. The closest I could get was right out of frame, right where my thumb is. And that is a solid, like this far from my mouth. Even then, it's still, I just don't think it's well suited for this space. The big issue is there's a lot of fan noise. And when I compare it side by side with the right balancing to this mic up close and that mic, there's a ton of room noise and fan noise and stuff in the background with the boom mic that you just don't get with this. It does pick up a lot of other stuff. You get like the hand sounds. You can hear typing and everything else much more clearly. But then again, you hear everything else clearly. If I shift in my seat while recording a video, you hear it clear as day. Like, so it's just not a great, I don't think it's a great fit for this particular space. If it were better sound treated, then maybe, but alas, not meant to be, I don't think. Oh shit, it's already up to 79 degrees in here. That's a bad sign. 70, not Celsius, Fahrenheit. Is Nightbot in here? I doubt it. Nightbot seems to have broken when we came over to YouTube. Let me just copy and paste the link tree straight in. I think that's the easiest way to do it. Link. Here's this. Cold collab when? We outlived the bot. Yeah, you're not wrong. Nightbot dashboard. I even added it over part channel. Yeah, it thinks it's a member. It sees top chatters. It sees all that. Integrations. It thinks it's in. I don't know. Does it show up even as a mod? No, sure doesn't. Sure doesn't. I don't know what the hell the deal is. Okay. Well, what are you going to do? Yeah, we'll have to try. Maybe it's just not great for YouTube, but it was okay on Twitch. I don't know. Guess we'll need to try again. I'm going to put on the noise gate on the microphone real quick. And then I'm going to turn the AC on while we... Well, maybe I'll hold out for when we start PT, because then gameplay will carry it through and we'll manage it a little better. But let's see. Okay. Let's touch on this real quick. So first things first, we were going to talk about this, and then I got super distracted. Okay, first things first. Gotham Knights system requirements are surprisingly demanding. You're going to need at least an RTX 2070 to play on high at 1080p. That's a beefy boy. That's a beefy boy. Though my impulse, real quick, I want to just make this clear. I want to say that there's been a lot of frustration with people recently, where they look at like current games coming out. Gotham Knights has been sort of the easy one to beat up for this. But people look at Gotham Knights and they say, oh, it seems really demanding. How dare they? And then they see, oh, well, it's only running at 30 FPS on console. Boycott. The thing is, like, we've been asking for next-gen games, like truly next-gen games, or now current-gen games, that push the boundary, technologically speaking. We've been asking for it. And if they're serious and they literally cannot get this running on lower hardware at higher refresh rates, that, you know, it says that we're in the next phase of the generation. The problem is that from what they've shown, it doesn't seem to look that great. Like it doesn't seem to look that tremendous. So then I lose a little bit of hype for it. Like I'm not as into it. But I mean, let's see what these requirements are specifically. So we know if you want to play with the co-op adventure on high settings, which is like, for the record, damn it. Remember 2 days ago, this bug was flying around, driving me crazy. He's here still. I haven't gotten him. I've tried many times. I had to take tons of breaks. That raw file for the Plague Tale critique is probably 45 minutes longer than it needs to be just because I randomly would stop what I was doing trying to clap the damn fly. And I can't get it. I swear. Anyway. I don't have ADHD. What are you talking about? I'm focused. I'm good. I'm cool. So they say, like, this is on high settings. High settings, by definition, are high. They're not the average. Probably shouldn't be. So with this, like, again, it's not necessarily the average, but 1080p nowadays, I would consider below average. I'd say you should be calibrating at least for 1440p. A lot of people are moving to 4K as their mainstay. And if your game is running on console, most consoles, current gen consoles, are pushing 4K as the native. So if you're telling me this is like high on 1080p, that I would consider like medium at 1440p, maybe low on 4K to manage that, who knows. But this isn't like, I think, most people's setup. So they're saying the average, like, low end setup would need a 2070, which is a lot. This is a big boy. That's a big boy. And eventually this was going to happen, to be clear, for the record. This was going to happen. Eventually we are going to hit the point where even the 3080 or the 4090 is considered a weak card. We will eventually hit there, okay? And even like the new middle of the road games will need something more powerful than that to run. Eventually we'll hit there. The problem is, hopefully those games show and look like they are using that higher gen and higher tech hardware. With Gotham Knights, it doesn't seem like the game looks as though it's actually utilizing all of that, which is weird. Because then you have to ask, well, why does it need the high-end hardware if it doesn't even look like it's utilizing that hardware to that extent? And usually the answer is poor optimization. Usually. What they say here, minimum requirements. This is what they consider minimum. 1080p low. It's also funny that they list 60 FPS as the minimum. After everything on console. Console, they're like, no, 30 FPS cap for current gen consoles. But on PC, their minimum is 60. That's just funny to me. It's, yeah, anyway. But they say 1080p low, 8 gigs of RAM, okay, and then a 1660 Ti or an RX 590. Okay. Still seems a little beefy for low, but okay. Recommended requirements 60 FPS at 1080p high. Again, recommended, I would say you should be recommending 1440p. That seems weird. 10700K, 5600X, 16 gigs of RAM, and then a 2070 or a 5700 XT. And they don't list 4K or high settings. Oh, you son of a bitch. I'm just going to whack everything over my setup at some point because I'm trying to get this damn thing. All of that's a lot. That's weird to me. And the fact that they aren't mentioning anything for 4K is worrisome. That's worrisome. Because again, whenever they don't say something, like often silence says more than like a full press statement. So when they are coming out and like they're just not revealing 1440p or 4K recommended specs, that's weird. Especially because most players are probably playing with 1440p or 4K nowadays. Maybe not most players, but there certainly are a lot of players who are playing at that level and would like those specs. So this is weird to not reveal any of that. I don't know. It screams that it's not super well optimized. And the problem with not being well optimized is not just that you don't push out crazy high frame rates. It's also that if it's not optimized in terms of performance, like for frame rates, it's probably not optimized in terms of bugs, in terms of everything else. So you have to wonder, What else is going on? Most used GPU on stream or on Steam is a 1060. Yeah, well, so that really tells you, because that OS version 1064-bit, system RAM 64 gigs. Let's see, VRAM average is 8 gigabytes. Average display resolution is 1080p. Over 66% of people are still using 1080p. Okay, that's probably what they're going off of. Let's see. Free hard drive space, 100 to 249 gigs. Total hard drive space above a terabyte. Okay. VR headsets, 40% of those who have them are using Oculus Quests 2. Okay, makes sense. So that makes sense. That does check out. Yeah, MacBook, other CPUs. Okay. Yeah, I would say with that knowledge, this becomes all the weirder. If the average person, over 66% of people are using 1080p displays, and your recommended settings are 1080p and then a graphics card, a 2070. How much is a 2070 right now? 2070. Can you even buy them new? 3050. I said 2070. What are you talking about? Mercari, that sounds sketchy as hell. eBay has them listed around $600-700. Amazon, $448. So like 500 maybe. So you have $500 graphics card. That's weird. That's weird. Yeah, it's just one of those things. You know what I'm going to say? As we've learned more and more about Gotham Knights, it's just one big red flag. I'm getting my money's worth out of this thing. It's a big red flag. Because time and time again, the more we find out about this game, the more weird things come out about it. And at some point you have to ask, okay, is it just that this is a series of unfortunate events, but the game is really good? Or is there something actually wrong here? To me, it seems like something actually is wrong. Because usually where there's smoke, there's fire. And in this case, there's a lot of smoke. And there just seems to be an ever increasing amount of smoke. So something fishy's going on. But we'll see. And I mean, I am a firm believer, like every year there has to be like a Toby from The Office. There has to be a game that everybody can agree to hate. It's just something, it's an artifact of modern culture in society. We live in a society. It's one of those artifacts. I think everybody needs something to hate and to like grow together in loathing. And if it's not going to be like a massive release like Cyberpunk, they're going to pick on something that's really obvious, such as Gotham Knights. And in this case, Gotham Knights, I think, is making it a little easier than they should. I thought it was the Saints Row reboot, but that's kind of been buried. Like everybody stopped talking about it. And I think it was because that was so on the nose. It, like nobody was ever really hyped for it. At least with Gotham Knights, there's been sort of like this up and down thing where maybe this could be good. No, it looks terrible. But maybe it could actually end up great. But it looks so cringe. But maybe. And so you keep going back and forth. And that sort of pendulous swinging keeps you engaged and it like talking about how it probably will suck. But maybe not, but probably. And it just stretches out so long that by the time it hits, it's dominated the headlines for months on all of this. And so whereas like Saints Row, I think everybody was like, oh yeah, that game looks terrible. Anyway, what else is going on? And then the game came out and like, yup, terrible. And then they moved on with their day. So it just didn't stick around long enough. You know, it didn't stay on the top of people's minds. Arkham Knight launched 30 FPS on consoles and completely broken on PC. Yeah, the PC port was ungodly broken. It was terrible. Terrible. Hold on, let me see. Digital Foundry Arkham Knight. They probably don't copyright strike stuff, right? No, not from 3 years ago. I want the PC. Yeah, the PC stuff. Look at this. Okay, so this is their PC performance test. So what is this? Low, high. Screen tearing. Look how much these frame rates swing back and forth. It's just a crappy port, man. Like, what is going on? Look at all that. Oh, God. Oh, God. I don't know, man. It was a big oopsie. But once they got it working, it's great. I still insist. I think Batman Arkham Knight is one of the best looking games to ever release. Like some of the stuff they do in there with particle effects, the smoke effects, the proprietary NVIDIA tech that they put in here with cloth physics and stuff is crazy. But it's just too bad because they screwed up the initial release so bad that it just caused all those issues. Did you see that dip? Oh, goodness. Goodness gracious. Frame rate dip. Oh, all the way down to 40. Yeah, that's bad, man. When your frame rates are looking this similar on low and high, there's a problem. There's a real problem. But anyway, you don't need the best graphics when you have good art direction. Absolutely. Absolutely. For sure. We can agree there. Let's see. How do I submit a streaming setup for you to rate? I think maybe what we'll do is we'll create a Discord channel and we can collect stuff on there. Yeah, DM it to like Rocky and Rocky can collect it. I think that's probably the easiest way to do it. It's probably the easiest way to do it. Remember to like the stream, Jake Paulers. Is that what he calls them? Is that really what he calls it? That's funny. Jake Paulers. All I need for Christmas is some Jake Paul merch. Dude, it worked. The dude's freaking loaded. So, clearly. Maybe I should drop a rap song. All I need for Christmas is some Luke Stevens merch. That's it. Out of all the videos, do you have one that you're most proud of? I really am proud of like the Cyberpunk video. Really proud of the Last of Us Part 2 video. That one took a ton of time and work. And the one that I think probably got buried, that I at least remember being like, this is one of my best things at work. I'm very proud of this, was the Death Stranding video. That one I'm also extremely proud of because that one, tons of work went into it. The Valhalla video, I do like. I am proud of that one. I really wish I'd gotten it out sooner, but it was because I was working in commercial real estate at the time. Like I would leave at 6 in the morning, or more like 7 in the morning, get up at 6, leave at 7 in the morning, drive an hour down to Denver, more like an hour and a half, drive an hour and a half back at the end of them. And so I wouldn't get home till like 8 p.m. Monday through Friday, and our bosses wanted us to work on the weekends too. And bear in mind, we were independent contractors, so not employees. So we wouldn't get paid extra for that. Like, but if we didn't do it, we wouldn't be allowed to stay at the company. So it was like, we can't fire you, but we just won't allow you to come in the building. So like, sounds like firing. Yeah, it sounds a little bit like firing. But, I grinded that out, and as a result, like I couldn't really justify spending all the time to go through all of that. And work through the game. Like when I got home at the end of the day, the last thing I wanted to do was play more Valhalla. So getting the critique done was a trudge. Lurkers is still on top. Yeah, like Lurker, but a Luker. I kind of like that. American Freedom, am I right? Yeah, Bep, it was frustrating because like if you pulled it off and if you managed to do well in that job, you would be a millionaire. Like without a doubt. The people I was working alongside started like that and ended up millionaires. But they had to work through absolute misery to get there. And that's why very few people made it. They're like, if it was easy, everybody would be millionaires in doing this, but it's not easy. And so you'll grind through it. And if you pull out, you'll be a millionaire. But if you're not up for it, then you'll drop off. Or if you have a YouTube channel you'd rather work on and like a family or whatever, gross. But I discovered you with your Arkham 3-hour retrospective, greatest video essay I ever watched. Thanks for that. Awesome, Floby. Appreciate you. Yeah, the one I dedicated to my bearded dragon, Khaleesi. Rip Khaleesi. What a sweet little dragon. She was always so sick. But she lived a good long life for someone who was as sick as she was. The dude I talked to at the reptile store, he was like, yeah, bearded dragons with the thing that she had normally don't live past 3 months. And she lived like a year and a half or something like that. So she had a good long life. I need to finish Death Stranding before I can dive into your video about it. Yeah, just set aside like 80 hours. You'll manage it. It's every day, bro, with that Disney Channel flow. Yo, 5 mil on YouTube, been 6 months. Never done before. What a genius. A savant of music. Let's see. I'm kind of surprised they haven't mentioned 4K on PC for Gotham Knights. The game runs well on PS5 and the story is great so far. So I'm kind of intrigued what the reviews will be like. Yeah, if that's what they're saying, then you do have to wonder, like, what's up? Is that actually what's up? I don't think that is. Something's weird. Again, red flag. But Jake Paul's a lyrical wordsmith. Yeah, for real. What? He had so many. Yeah. I can't get into it. Otherwise, I'll just want to spend 20 minutes going through that. Anyway. Okay, next little story. Let's blast through these, and then I want to play some PT. And it's also super hot in here. So I'm gonna try to get to that so I can blast the AC. Konami thing, less than an hour. We're almost there. Like 53 minutes. I think 53. Yeah. Okay. Real quick. Boom. Microsoft. Oh, you mother. Maybe? I don't see it. But I thought when I let go of my hands, I saw something roll out. Maybe. I might have gotten him. No body, no proof. Yeah, I probably didn't get him. But anyway, moving on. Zero proof. Microsoft is building an Xbox mobile gaming store to take on Apple and Google. This is something everybody should be talking about. This is a big deal. Apple and Google, through their app stores, take 30% of every sale that is made. 30%. So you buy a microtransaction for $1, they take 30 cents of that. It's one of Apple's biggest revenue streams. And what Xbox is trying to do is to create their own mobile store to take on those big boys. And it's part of what they're trying to do with this Activision acquisition. It's not just about trying to fight Sony and Nintendo on the console side of things. It's also about building out a portfolio of mobile games like with Diablo Immortal, with Hearthstone, with COD Mobile, all of these games, and being able to make those probably exclusive to the Xbox mobile game store, which then retains the revenue themselves. Probably what this looks like is that Microsoft has an app like on the App Store that you have to like download onto your phone. And then from that app, you can download apps and games through them, or maybe they can only be cloud streamed or something like that. And then anytime you buy microtransactions, it goes through their store. This makes a lot of sense. This is part of their plan to like go from not a serious player in the gaming industry or like one of the lesser players like they were in 2014 to being like the kings. And this could actually manage to pull it off. It's a big deal. It's part of the reason why like Sony freaking out over the Activision acquisition makes so much sense, because this could really cause a lot of damage. For one, like it's weird that Sony is so worried about it because Sony doesn't have a stake in the mobile industry really at all. So it seems weird that they would try to be, killing this deal just for that. But I mean, either way, it will lead to Microsoft becoming extremely powerful in the mobile gaming space. But, that's just is what it is. I'm not sure if you can ban a sale of a company for antitrust violations. Oh, you bitch. You didn't die. He disappeared. I have these walls painted black to absorb the studio light. And when he drifts off into them, you can't see him. I think he's so small that when my hands go together, the wind of my hands blows him out of the way. So I gotta like go slower, get right up around him, and then clap. I gotta do that. Okay, we'll figure it out. But yeah, I don't know if you can actually go and do this where you can ban the sale of a company for the potential of a monopoly or antitrust stuff years down the road. That seems weird to me. Like, it would be like banning, I own a company that say like, well, let's look at Oculus. Like, Facebook buys Oculus. Oculus, great VR headset company, but not the only ones. And certainly not like, they don't have a monopoly on the market. But Facebook comes in, and then imagine they ban the purchase of their company to Facebook because, like, maybe because, like, the future, years down the road, Oculus might become the monopoly holder. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. And so I understand, like, clearly they're trying to build a store to take on Apple and Google, but they haven't done that yet. So I don't know if you can do that. It doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but we'll see. We'll see. Wall Street seems really worried about whether or not they can actually pull off this sale, which is why the stock is actually trading lower than it was a week and a half ago. So we'll see. But Microsoft's trying to make some big moves for sure. They're trying to go big. Real quick, let's touch on this story. This was something that broke in the last couple of days. We initially talked about it on Monday before more news had come out, so I feel like we should address it. Jason Schreier tweeted out last weekend, Bayonetta's former voice actor called for fans to boycott the new game, saying that she was offered just $4,000 to work on it. Her Twitter videos went viral and stoked a debate over voice actor wages, but the full story is much more complicated. Platinum offered Helena Taylor between $3,000 and $4,000 per session for at least 5 sessions, according to people familiar with the deal and documentation viewed by Bloomberg. So bear in mind, this isn't just them saying, oh no, we offered her $4,000 to $5,000 per session. They have documentation that they viewed that proves that that's the case. That's what they offered her. Huh. All of a sudden, it kind of seems like she might have been maybe being a little, I don't know, maybe not super honest. But it goes on. In response, the people said Taylor asked for a 6-figure fee and residuals, which, in case you're not aware, that basically means she would want over $100,000 for her recording. And then she wanted to get a cut of all revenue generated by the game in the future. So she gets paid $100,000, and then if the game makes $1 million, she makes a percentage of that, basically. It's how a lot of like big movie stars do in or make their money in film, where like, what was it? I think it was Liam Neeson, I believe. I think it was Liam Neeson, but he was offered a role in Lord of the Rings that he turned down, and they were going to offer him something insane like 10% residuals. So if he had taken that deal, he would have made hundreds of millions of dollars. But he turned the role down. And so maybe it wasn't him. I forget I think it was him actually. I don't know. But it was one of those actors. He was offered that, turned it down, could have made tons. Oh no, maybe it was Harrison Ford or somebody like that. But anyway, this happens all the time where they promise a percentage of the revenue. This is how a ton of these actors can make tons of money if their stuff starts to take off. Yeah, 10% of Lord of the Rings revenues is an insane amount. Is Chris Pratt. Yeah, no, it is. It is. It's like absolutely crazy. Matt Damon with Avatar. Yeah. I think he got the same thing. Negotiations fell apart after this. Taylor denies this account. In an email to Bloomberg, she called that version of events an absolute lie and said that Platinum is trying to save their ass and the game. Again, the problem with this is that apparently there's documentation that Bloomberg reviewed that demonstrated what Platinum was saying, that they offered X amount. Was it Nick Cage? Was it actually Nick Cage? It might be Nick Cage I'm thinking about. Because I don't think in like the late 90s, maybe he wasn't as big of a deal as I thought he was, but I don't know. Taylor denies this account. I already read that one. Taylor's videos have received more than 9.5 million views on Twitter and led to a deluge of calls from fans and pundits to boycott Bayonetta 3. But accounts and evidence reviewed by Bloomberg make it clear that those videos were not the whole story. Taylor's videos also led to a barrage of Twitter vitriol and harassment towards Platinum developers and a new Bayonetta actor named Jennifer Hale, who put out a statement saying that she could not comment and subsequently retweeted a telling thread, which said, quote, "I feel like critical thinking is a skill that needs to be taught as its own subject in school. If you only hear one side or part of one side of a story, you haven't heard the whole story. Spreading an opinion based off of partial information can spread misinformation." It's good to note. It's unlikely that the full story will get as much traction or as many eyeballs as the original Twitter videos, which, in my opinion, raises some interesting questions about pleas to emotion and how information is disseminated in the social media age. Absolutely, absolutely true. So Jane Perry said, "Hi, Jason. 4,000 per session doesn't sound right to me. I've been in this industry a long time, albeit here in the UK. Platinum offering to hire a jobbing voice actor for 100,000 an hour. It doesn't just happen, or it just doesn't happen unless you're a big star. All quite respect, in my opinion. Thanks for the insight, Jane. Loved your work in Returnal. Before I ran the article, I spoke to another voice actor, and they said it'd be surprising to see an unknown voice actor get even 2x rate. But this was 4x. Okay. But for the third entry in a series, you'd have to have a lot of leverage. Okay. It's really interesting. Basically, it just looks like Miss Taylor probably lied a wee bit. And it sounds like she demanded 100 grand and residuals. They said, hell no. And she walked away. And then she decided to go scorched earth and throw a big fit. And as a result, I don't think she ever expected anybody to really call her out on this or for it to explode into as big of a deal as it ended up being. And so now she's dealing with this. But Taylor said she's done with the video game industry and she's sick of it, so she's moving on. And I don't blame her. After this, nobody's going to hire her. Like, why would you want to deal with this? After, like, if you negotiate with her and something goes bad, she goes like this and tries to go scorched earth. Yeah, why would you work with her again? You know? Just doesn't make sense. Sessions are normally 4 hours. So, yeah. That fly, I swear to God. It's like the episode of Breaking Bad. Like, I'm just slowly losing my mind over this fly. So it's an interesting thing, but it really does go to show you sometimes your initial impressions don't actually reveal the whole story, and there's a lot more going on behind the scenes that might color the story a little bit differently. And it's just important to remember that stuff because it's easy for us. You'll notice I didn't post that stream highlight of us talking about this on Monday because we didn't have all the information. Now we have all the information, or at least a lot more of it. This will probably go up as a stream highlight. I'm gonna get them. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I think if I had to put my money on it now, it really seems like she was fudging the truth a little bit to make herself look a little more in the right than perhaps she actually is. So what are you gonna do? Let's see. Real quick. Let's see. We touched on that. Real quick little news update here. We talked about this previously a while back. Netflix opened up a new gaming studio in Southern California. Let's see. They said, quote, Netflix is seriously exploring a cloud gaming offering. The company will also open a new gaming studio. It's a value add. We're not asking you to subscribe as a console replacement. It's a completely different business model. The hope is over time, it just becomes a very natural way to play games wherever you are. I don't know what this looks like if they're going to try to make deals with like AAA partners and big studios like Ubisoft and stuff. Stadia tried to do it and it was not sustainable. There were some rumors about how much Stadia was paying to get access to like Red Dead streaming on their platform, and it's ridiculous how much they had to pay for it. So there's all sorts of weird stuff going on. I don't know what this looks like, if they mean like, oh, you can play Flappy Bird on your TV. That's already a thing. I don't know how that actually works. So we'll see. And if they're trying to make their own standalone AAA games, that's great. But this screams of big tech execs that don't know how hard it is to make video games trying to get into making video games. So I would suspect that this doesn't end super well, but we will see. We will see. Whenever you see stuff like this, you have to remember that a lot of the time these big tech guys try to pull stuff off like this, and it doesn't usually work. Let's see. Let me Jacob, just so you know, we'll talk about the EA shutting down servers and the Bored Ape thing. Let's talk about that Friday. And I just want to get into PT. Let's get into PT. Let's boot it up. Hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. Dooba-dooba-dooba-boo. Bop-bop-beat-it-bee. We've got about 38 minutes till we pee. Okay. Launching. Please hold. Please hold. Please hold. Please continue holding. Hold a little more. Are you holding? Have you been held? Did you hold? Good. 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 Thank God. Thank God. Okay. Here we are. Here we are. Okay. Okay. High performance mode? No. No. Gordello. Is our sound working? Watch out, the gap in the door. It's a separate reality. The only me is me. Are you sure the only you is you? I'm not sure. Oh, spooky. Turning on the AC. Oh, that's nice. It's like 83 in here. It's bad. Okay, let's try this. Oh God, the sensitivity is crazy. Hold on, controller. Okay. So for those of you not aware, this was a full remake of PT that somebody made in Unreal, and it was so accurate a lot of people mistook it for the original thing, and Konami issued a bunch of takedown strikes and all sorts of crazy stuff. So as a result, he had to take it down, had to bury it. I happened to get it while it was still posted and up years ago, and I've kept it stored on hard drives and backups and everything ever since, so that I don't lose it. Because as far as I can tell, you can't use it. AC, where do you live, dude? It's freezing in the UK. Outside, it's 80 degrees right now. Yeah, it's 80 degrees outside right now where I am. And in the studio, it's like 82. And it's just because we have all the lights going and the PC's running. It's just very hot.
They said it was like he was chanting some strange spell. There was another family shot to death in the same state last month, and in December last year, a man used a rifle and meat cleaver to murder his entire family.
Oh.
In each case, the perpetrators were fathers. State police say this string of domestic homicides appears unrelated, though it could be part of a larger trend such as employment, child care, and other social issues facing the average family.
That's not great. Okay. "58 and sunny in Georgia. I'm so jelly." I'm so jelly. Okay. Oh. What kind of pills are these supposed to be? Is he just loaded up on Dayquil? I'm no architect, but I don't think things are supposed to swing like that naturally. Okay, door's locked. It's just a bunch of Viagra. It's like, I remember watching, did you guys ever watch The Pink Panther with Steve Martin? I remember watching that, and there's the whole scene where, like, he has the little blue pill he's trying to use to, like, flirt with Beyonce. I never understood it when I was a kid, but he, like, says, "Oh, my miracle pill for the middle-aged man," and he drops it, and it slides into the drain. I was like, why does he care about that pill so much? He's, like, taking apart the bathroom sink and the piping and everything to get to it. Now it makes sense. Little blue pill. Miracle pill for the middle-aged man. Makes sense, but little sheltered me didn't get it. Door's still locked. My voice, can you hear it? The sign, can you read it? I'll wait forever if you'll just come for me. Now the door's open. This game never scared me. Was it supposed to? Nah. Everybody's a little different. It hits everybody different. I think to play it the first time with no context hits hard. Oh, that was weird. The thing with a lot of horror games is that you can just kind of sprint through them. And you can kind of get past all the scary stuff. That was the thing in like Resident Evil or, well, Resident Evil 8 to some extent, Resident Evil 7 to a good extent, and Outlast. Outlast, you could just sprint past everything and you were fine. Ooh. That's not good. One of these times you look up and Lisa's standing there. So I keep checking. So they do this thing where they just put you in such tight, a tight area, and they just let you wander around and get lost. I can't really see anything. On stream, you can probably see more than I do, but I can't really see much. Now we gotta find the pieces of the picture. There it is. We played this last year, so I remember some of them, but not all of them. I think there was one tucked up in the crown molding. Is that a piece? No. Oh, lights off. Alexa, turn off studio.
Okay.
Who am I? Phase swag? It's so spoopy. See another piece back here. I really should remember this more. I played this relatively recently. Soda cans, not in the windows. Could have sworn there was one back here. Is there really not? Where'd I go, man? The chat told me to go lights off. Should I just do like the flashlight? Is that like mood setting? Hey guys, welcome. I'm a super rich streamer. This is the best I could do for my setup, but you'll keep sending me money, right? Yeah. My name is XQC and welcome to the... Oh my god. Is that a horse? Is that a chicken? I think that works. I think that works. The phone's already getting hot, so I'll turn that off. Okay. Where were we? Nice leather jacket. Okay. Yo, thanks for the 1K dono. Enjoy poverty for real, for real. Yeah, for real. Get spooped. So that's one difference. I think in the original, you would see Lisa come and grab the door handle and pull it back. Lights have to be on red. Oh, I can do... Oh! I need to stop spending money. Here I am asking for help. Spoopy. You look like the devil now. I can also do blue. Oh, I kind of like the red. I remember this. I have to stare. No. That's later. Lisa! Oh, there it is. I knew it was there. Oh, wait, hold on. I have that. Okay, I don't remember which one it is, so forgive me. There's going to be a bunch of sound effects. They're probably all wrong. I'm going to get on the last one. So give me just a second. I have to find the Lisa soundbite.
What?
No.
What the fuck?
Different one. It's a different one.
You are
There it is.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
There we go. There we go. We're good. This is a sneaky one. Okay. And it's gone. Is that another piece? Yeah, it is. We're missing a couple now. You ready? Spooky. Spooky, scary skeletons. Oh, XQC. XQC. Hold on. What is that? Is that a dog? Is that a horse? Is that chicken? Oh my god. Oh my god. Is that... What kind of fish is that? Oh my god. It's really high for a glory hole. Is that a chicken? Oh, XQC. Whenever you feel like a failure in life, just remember that guy in a single month makes more than you do in 5 years. Just remember that. Let that depress you. It depresses me. People are like, I think you're just jealous. Yes. Yeah, I am. I would like to make what XQC made. If you think you wouldn't like that, like, you're lying. Of course I'm jealous. Like, what are you talking about? Like, come on. It's like, I got that comment, like somebody was saying on the Nadia video we made. Somebody was like, I don't know, man. You're talking about her making like 15,000 subs a month and making all the like 45, 50 grand a month from that. And you just sound really jealous. I'm like, yes, of course. Like, can you imagine if I was like, no, I don't even want that much. Like, of course, everybody who wants money, everybody would like more money. If they say they don't, they're lying to you. Okay? It's not that complicated. Everybody wants money. And anybody who says they don't want money is lying. No, I think we got to go through the cycle once. Like, you do this on an alien pig, dude? Oh my god! Oh, excuse me. You have a way more fulfilling life, Luke. You love what you do. Oh yeah, no, absolutely. No, I'm very happy where I am, but if I could be where I am plus $300,000 a month, of course I would take like $300,000 a month. Like, everybody would, you know? Everybody would. Cobes is live. Oh, dude. I love me some Cobes. Maybe we'll watch, like, maybe we'll make a regular thing, like a regular segment of just watching Cobra cook some like of his meals.
In the chest from point-blank range. The mother, who was shot in the stomach, was 204-863. Seen after neighbors called 911, found the father in his car listening to the radio. Several days before the murders, look behind you. I said, look behind you. Like he was chanting some strange spell. There was another family shot to death in the same state last month, and in December last year, a man used a rifle and meat cleaver to murder his entire family. In each case,
Lisa?
the perpetrators were fathers.
Lisa?
Say this string of domestic homicides appears
Why am I getting goosebumps on my thighs?
6'3". Childcare.
What is that?
Social issues facing the average family.
Hold on, Lisa. Lisa? Lisa!
You are tearing me apart, Lisa.
Oh, okay. Well. Yeah, I didn't get goosebumps down my back or my neck. I got goosebumps on my, like, inner thigh. It was weird. Lisa? Are you under there? That's an extra DLC. You gotta pay for that. The real Lisa was the friends we made all along the way. Or what was it? The Indiana Jones thing? The real treasure was the knowledge. It's like, screw that, man. I want treasure. Not knowledge. What are you talking about? Lisa! You got me! The window broke. Lisa! Lisa! Lisa was my first and second. And for a really confusing period of time, my third. Lisa! That's not good.
After killing his family, the father hung himself with a garden hose they had in the garage.
About 15 minutes. I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure you're fine. Cry it out. I always thought this looked like somebody leaning over and presenting their butthole. Now you're never going to be able to unsee it, just so you know. Me from... How do I get the other letters to write? L is for the way you look at me. L is for the laps I make to see. E is everything that Kojima does to try and make me. H is Hideo's first name, and he is a stinky boy. And L is for the way you laugh. At me. L is for the only lick I see. Lel. Save me from Lel. Lisa! I'm home, darling. Don't know what he's saying. Enunciate. Project into the house. Oh, this is the stupid thing. Where like it's an endless hallway. I think we'd spent like, unironically, like 15 minutes running through this hallway last time. The key, if I remember correctly, is for us to go into the bathroom. And I think there was something with like the glory hole. You have to look in the glory hole. Yeah. Yeah. I see. I remember this. Big brain. Hey, how?
You got fired, so you drowned your sorrows in booze. She had to get a part-time job working a grocery store.
Oh my god, is that a chicken?
Register. Only reason she could earn a wage at all is the manager liked how she looked in a skirt. You remember, right? Exactly 10 months back.
Okay. Well. Dude, I just got the notification that King Cobra's live as well. The almighty King Cobra, guys. The man, the myth, the legend.
I'm mad at Cool Case because he tried doxing my address, and it doesn't matter because my...
Oh, King Cobra. Okay. Let's go. Who's King Cobra? Kunal, I'll post the video where we react to King Cobra and I kind of explain his dealio. We'll post that, I think, Friday, I think is when it goes up. But yeah, he is a mythical man. The hero we need, not the hero we deserve. Can we get a King Cobra critique? Dude, for real, I'd be down. Oh, this is, I think, where we have to cycle to get the ending. No. Oh, the fake crash. I remember this. See, like this happens, it starts freaking out. How many Cobras does King Cobra rate on the King Cobra scale? I don't...
204863. 204863. 204863. 2048.
That's a good time for that. Oh, that's good.
Your mom knows who I am. Donated $5 through Super Chat. Have you seen the show The Bear on FX?
I have not. Is it good? Is it good? I'm assuming if you super chat it, it's probably good. But thank you for the $5. I've not seen it. No.
I walked. I could do nothing but walk. And then I saw me walking in front of myself. But it wasn't really me. Watch out. The gap in the door. It's a separate reality. The only me is me. Are you sure the only you is you?
Nope. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10. I think we're supposed to wait for a baby laugh. Maybe not yet. I think we walk forward, we'll find Lisa. No, not yet. Okay. Oh, there it was. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It was like the bell. Yeah, Sophie, sorry. I have the AC on because it got up to like 80 degrees in here. So I have the noise gate on, so it shuts the mic off when I'm not talking, but that's what it is. I'll turn it off for the Kojima thing. Or the Konami thing. The show's live? Okay, we can transition over. And then was it wait for a baby laugh, or was it like 5 steps and wait for a baby laugh? I don't remember. Okay, let me stay still. I think we turn around, Lisa's there. Oh! Oh!
You are tearing me apart, Lisa!
Alexa, turn on studio. Okay. So I think we walk forward, we'll see Lisa, and then we'll back up, and then we'll go over to the Konami showcase. I'm pretty sure that's what happens. No? Oh, then we might have to back out. I don't want to have to sit through the whole thing. I think we do have to back out. Okay. Well, we pretty much got through the whole thing. That's the end of it. I don't know why I didn't trigger the full ending. Because we got through the last laugh and then the bell rang and everything. But there's no save file. Unfortunately. Silent Hill. This is it, apparently. So is this just the pre-show? No, okay, so this is all pre-show. I'm surprised they put the whole thing live out of nowhere. Dude needs to exfoliate.
Could she really be here, waiting for me? Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago.
Silent Hill 2 remake, yeah. Doesn't look bad.
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill.
She said the thing! Bloober. They did the medium in those games.
I know what you are. I know why I needed you. But it's all over now. I don't need you anymore. I'm ready. Mary?
Exclusive to PS5. At least that's what I'm assuming that means. Having it just show the PS5 logo. Interesting. Interesting. Okay. What else you got? Because they're still like also available on PC. Yeah, there you go.
Welcome to Silent Hill Transmission, the show that keeps you informed about Silent Hill. My name is Selena and I will be your facilitator.
You need to turn down the volume. It's
サイレン
peaking.
トヒルシリーズのプロデューサーを務める岡本元井です。今日はよろしくお願いします。まずはじめにサイレントヒル2の映像をご覧いただきました。そしてですね、より詳しくお伝えするために一緒にゲームを作っている人をお呼びしています。では早速ご紹介いたします。コンセプトアーティストの伊藤正弘さんです。 伊藤さん、今日はよろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
I do really appreciate these these kinds of presentations where they build it into like a set. I find that kind of cool. I just think it looks
皆さん
sick.
本当に大変お待たせしました。サイレントヒルが帰ってきて、その第一弾としてサイレントヒル2をリメイクいたします。伊藤さんにお声掛けしてからそろそろ3年ですよね。
いや本当長かったですよね。でもこうしてこのタイトルをまたこう再始動できるっていうそのタイミングを皆さんにお伝えできるっていうことに僕はすごく興奮しております。
伊藤さんの場合、ツイッターにもすごくファンの方がコメントされているので、もう隠してるのが大変だったんじゃないですか。
いやそうなんですよ。岡本さんに苦情されてましたからそのことに本当にファンからいろいろ質問されて、それをのらりくらりと交わすのが大変でして、
いや僕らもちょっと脇で見ていてちょっとドキドキしておりました。それでですね、サイレントヒルといえばもう一方、作曲家の山岡明さん。山岡さんとも一緒に作っているんですけれども、ちょっと本日はですね、残念ながらこの場に来られなかったので、ビデオメッセージをお預かりしております。どうぞご覧ください。
I find it weird he couldn't be there. Like this is
山岡です。
pre-recorded.
もう21年ですか、20年以上経った作品でリメイクという形でまた
Also, this is not my audio. This is their audio. They couldn't balance this right. What is going on?
僕的にもすごく嬉しく思っています。当時はいろいろチャレンジしようというか、ビデオゲームっていう中でも新しいものというか、今までにないものをテーマとしても作ろうみたいなところもあって、当時ディレクターがドストエフスキーの罪と罰を読んでくださいって言われて、何を作るんだろうなと。で音楽ももちろんですけど、模索というかすごいいろいろチャレンジしてた思いではあります。このタイトルであれば
Hearing somebody speaking Japanese and just throw in Dostoevsky is like hits my ear weird.
感じてました。未だに20年経ってもですね、サイレントヒルっていうタイトルがみんなの心の中に残ってるっていうのは、僕はすごくやってよかったというか、本当にこの上ない嬉しさというか気持ちでもあります。でリメイクに関してもまたさらに新しい音楽性であったり、新しいチャレンジもそうかもしれないですし、従来のファンの方にも
Why do they keep coming back and forth to show off the cool speakers?
サウンドデザインだったり音楽だったり、もちろんサイレントヒルを知らない、サイレントヒル2を知らないユーザーさんにとっても、その時サイレントヒル2が初めて出た時のインパクトというか衝撃というか作れたらいいなと思っています。皆さんもぜひ楽しみにしていてください。
山岡さんありがとうございます。
Right back into the music.
山岡さんのことを尊敬しているので、みんなワクワクしながら一緒に仕事させていただいております。そしてですね、日本だけでなく制作チームについてのお話もさせてください。今回のサイレントヒル2はポーランドのホラーゲームのスペシャリスト、
Yeah, Layers of Fear. Layers of Fear is one of the first horror games I tried.
風景をいただいてますので、こちらもどうぞご覧ください。
Silent Hill 2 is a cult classic, and it's widely recognized as one of the best games ever made.
For many Bluebird team members, Silent Hill is the title which made them fall in love in horror games.
Is that really all they...
This is why we
Okay, I was like, is that all they could get them to say about it?
To ensure that we are keeping this unique Silent Hill atmosphere intact.
Thanks, John. I'm looking forward to it too.
With original creators such as Masahiro Ito and Akira Yamaoka.
Yeah, by the way, guys, we can definitely get to 150 likes. If we get to 175, I'll be a happy boy. But 150 we can absolutely do.
Silent Hill 2 to make the same strong impression today that the original game did 21 years ago. While we want to achieve the same end result, players' expectations evolve over time, and certain things need to be modernized to have the same or similar effect. For example, that's why we went with the over-the-shoulder camera, so we can immerse players into the game world as much as possible.
We are creating a synergy where new or modernized mechanics and features actually support the original spirit of Silent Hill 2. Combining the old with the new is no easy task, but we believe we are on the right track.
To put it simply, our
169
goal is
likes?
to recreate everything
Push for
what
69,
makes the
guys.
game
We can
a
do it.
timeless classic, but give it a new form.
I don't know what it
which will
is.
draw
I don't understand
players
most of it. I
even
love
deeper
seeing the
into
behind the
foggy
scenes
streets
footage of them
of
working
Silent
at their
Hill.
computers and seeing the engine working away, and I just find that stuff cool. I don't know why. It's weird, but I just find it cool. Seeing how the sausage is made, you know.
そうなんですよ。もう彼らは本当にホラーゲームとサイレントヒルが大好きで、コナミってサイレントヒルに関しては世界中のチームから毎年のように提案をいただくんですけれども、その中でも彼らは最もですね情熱的で。
They were the most passionate. Yeah, that's a good point. Like they own the IP, so they get people to reach out to them all the time for like the ability to develop on it, and they chose to work with Bloober.
で岡本さんがねこう酔っ払って
そうですね。一緒にもうお酒を飲みながらホラーゲームの未来。
I'm sorry, it just doesn't bode well that their audio is so horrible. Like they're spending all this time talking about like the music and sound design. Meanwhile, their stream announcing it is horrible. At least for PlayStation 5.
そこでプレイステーション5の発売元のソニーインタラクティブエンターテインメントさんからもコメントをいただいております。ビデオメッセージをどうぞご覧ください。
Hello everyone, my name is Christian Svensson and I'm the Vice President of Global Third-Party Relations at Sony Interactive Entertainment. I'm extremely excited to hear about the announcement of Silent Hill 2. Congratulations, this is definitely a celebratory moment and we're looking forward to bringing Silent Hill 2 exclusively to PlayStation 5. Being huge fans of the franchise, our team at SIE feels fortunate and excited to support the revival of Silent Hill. Okamoto-san, we eagerly await hearing more about what's in store for this beloved franchise. Thank you again for your partnership.
応援ありがとうございます。
Thank you again for making your game exclusive to our platform. I wonder how much they had to pay for that.
プレイステーション向けに発売できて
I
非常
wonder.
に嬉しいですね。
皆様のサイレントヒル2に寄せる期待がすごいですね。
Yeah, my understanding is it's a year exclusive on PS5 and then it comes to
聞いて
PC.
るだけでますます楽しみになってきました。
ありがとうございます。
Well, them announcing that, that's going to be an issue with this Activision deal. Because now Microsoft can turn around and be like, they just announced they're doing this exclusive thing with Silent Hill. And they're saying that we're the bad guys for wanting to make Call of Duty exclusive in 7 years? Like, come on.
ありがとうございました。
Like, this might actually have huge implications for Sony long term. This little announcement.
はい。この
Okay.
イベントはサイレントヒル2だけでは終わらないんです。今後は世界中の才能あふれるクリエイターたちとサイレントヒルの世界をさらに拡大していきます。
Expand the worlds. Okay.
はい。そしてその新しいビジョンの一つをお披露目することができるんです。
One of these
ビデ
new
オの方を
concepts.
ご覧ください。
Another trailer. Okay. I swear to God, if it's a mobile game.
No. In this place. Why are you here? You're to be punished.
Annapurna.
That's good, I like it. You know what? I think you're right. I think we've done something so awful. We are stuck here in this place, being judged by these people. But for you, I think it's more than that.
No code game.
I think you're here for some other reason. And I don't want to be anywhere near you when you figure that out.
Townfall. No code. I haven't heard of no code, which makes me think it's a mobile developer.
Hi, my name is John McKellen. I'm the creative director at No Code, and we are working on Silent Hill Townfall. I remember playing the original Silent Hill on PS1 back in 1999 and became a fan from that moment on. So for us to work on this game with our friends at Annapurna feels like an actual dream come true. It's a real honor for us to bring a new title to this series that both respects the source material, but also does something
I need more. I don't know what this game
to
even
say that
is.
Silent Hill has been an inspiration to No Code would be a massive understatement. Our previous two games, Stories Untold and Observation, both
What are those
played with
games?
that same deep psychological horror. And at No Code, we're all about weaving that narrative and that experience into every aspect of our game design, our audio, our visuals, even our
Stories
UI.
Untold is on Steam.
So obviously the teaser trailer is just the beginning, and we can't show you any more just yet. We're going to be hard at work for a while, but we can't wait to come back in the new year and show you more. Until then, it might be worth watching that trailer again and see what you might have missed.
Huh.
予告編には鳥肌が立ちました。期待もやっぱ高いんですけれど
I
も、
don't.
これはどの
Yeah,
ようなきっ
it
かけで
sounds
始ま
like
ったんで
it's
しょ
a
うか。
puzzle
はい
game.
実はちょっとしたカリフォルニアでのランチミーティングから始まったんですよ。アンナプルナインタラクティブとノーコードの大ファンだったので、この絶好の機会を必ず成功させたいと思ってます。サイレントヒルの新作を一緒に作ってくれるこれ以上ないパートナーだと思ってます。
Okay.
そうなんですか。この他にも新たなパートナーはいらっしゃるんでしょうか。
はい。まだ今日は言えないんですけれども、同様に素晴らしい才能を持ったチームと今後のパートナーシップを拡大していく
But on the one
予定
hand,
です
it's nice that they're not trying to develop everything in house because they don't seem to know what they're doing. So they're working with secondary teams that, or third party teams that know what they're doing, at least a little more. But.
お、次は何でしょう。
実はサイレントヒルはゲーム以外の展開もあるんです。ここではその情報をお伝えしていきます。
なるほど、また新しい楽しみが増えますね。ではここでアシスタントプロデューサー内藤瑠衣さんをお迎えして、その新たな展開について伺っていきましょう。内藤さん、お願いいたします。
サイレントヒルの IP 展開、クロスメディア展開を担当しています内藤です。よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。内藤さん、今回はどんな情報をお持ちいただいたんでしょうか。
今回はですね、サイレントヒルゲームの復活のきっかけともなった映画化の話です。数年前に映画のもともと作ってた映画のプロデューサーの方から最新作作りたいという提案をいただきました。監督は第一作の方を演出された
We got the original director back.
でさらにいいプロット、いい企画をいただいて、これはいい映画になるぞというところで進めてきました。ただですね、映画だけでいいのかというところもあって、これはゲームを復活させたいということもあって、隣にプロデューサーの岡本と一緒に、ゲームと一緒に復活する道のりを歩んできたという感じになります。
なるほど、素晴らしいですね。
ではここでそのプロデューサー
Can you imagine if they bring out the guys that did the abandoned trailers? They just bring that guy out, like, surprise. Okay, that's trippy. Oh, this is getting copyright struck for real.
My return to a world, a universe that I have touched in 2006, 15 years ago. The film was a great success, and we decided to go back to the best of his stories. I mean, Silent Hill 2. The film is the story of a young guy coming back to Silent Hill, where he has known a great love, and what he's going to find is a pure nightmare.
I have the chance of being very close with Christoph, and we together has achieved to convince Konami that there is a new version of Silent Hill that needs to be done, and they are 100% on board.
In the first Silent Hill, we were exploring a world, the world of this small town, completely closed into the mist. It was like being trapped into a Twilight Zone. But in the second game, you know, the creator of the game have changed the rules, you know. We were basically going back to Silent Hill, the same town, but we were looking this strange world entirely through the point of view of the hero we were playing.
Mary, could you really be in this town?
He realized that Mary is lost somewhere into this strange place.
At its core, it's also the idea of the myth of Orpheus. And whatever a man can go deep in hell to bring back the soul or the person he loved the most in his life.
So it's much more about psychological horror, even if we are going to find again all the same creature and the same strange terror sequence and things like that. But the first big interrogation and the first big terror is about ourselves. Are we mad? Are we sane?
Sean Bean. I thought his name was Scene Bean when I was young because I saw his name typed out on the National Treasure trailers.
So many years.
So I wanted to just call him Scene Bean because it's S-E-A-N.
Clear idea
I was a
from
fool.
Christoph to make it modern, but also very true to the video game. And that's also what it is. We are also respecting the will of the author, the producers, and Konami into this adaptation. Christoph, it's really somebody that respects the work that has been done, but that also has his own vision. It nurtures the creative vision of the authors from the game, but with a different vision from a filmmaker. And both, they have created, I believe, something that has struck the minds of the fans.
James! What was that audio?
Leave her alone! The game of Silent Hill franchise were great artistic achievement, and I have a responsibility to transpose that on a big screen, you know.
Christoph is a real gamer. He has been immersed in this world.
That's why the first film was so well received by the fans of Silent Hill, because they felt that I was one of them, and it was so important for me to respect the original creation, you know. That was the base, the start of everything. Everything starts from this respect. So I'm going with a maximum of humility, a maximum of respect, but in the same time I have quite a charge, quite a goal, which is how to transpose the language of the game, which is entirely about immersion, into a tale, into a story that we can tell in 90 or 100 minutes.
The monsters are also one of the key elements that the fans are waiting for. And we are updating those in a way that the creation is similar, but they will be striking.
For me, one of my major goals in this film is how to redesign the classic monster of Silent Hill. I was talking about Red Pyramid, you know, this big guy with the helmet, you know. He's, again, in this one. Some of the creatures of the film of back in 2006 were very, very appreciated by the fan. But in the same time, for me, it was important to come back with surprise.
It's a new universe. It's a new challenge, and those are very important to bring these icons differently to the audience because they want them to have that wow effect.
That's why, you know, I found a very interesting collaboration with the people of Konami. They helped me a lot to achieve this new design of the monster because they are also working on new episodes for the franchise of Silent Hill.
The younger audience, they want that collective experience. They want to be with their friends, they want to talk about it, but they want also to live that experience together.
We all know that watching an horror film alone at his home is quite different of being into a big theater with a crowd and everybody jumping at the same time. It's very different.
We are modernizing. We are giving him what the audience of today is really wanting. We are trying to do as much as possible, creating a new experience for that audience. Could be more immersive, interactive, and we have now new technologies, but we still have what makes the best is the story. And this story is at the core of it. So we hope that Return to Silent Hill will be a great return.
And if we want to keep the link with the audience, you know, we have to be perfectly aware that everything has changed in 15 years. Everything has been washed away, you know. We have to bring back something, you know, very surprising.
Producer, 監督ありがとうございました。
Okay.
I
mean, it's probably going to be a crappy video game movie, but I'm open to it.
両方を最高のクオリティにしてファンにお届けしたいと思ってます。
もうファンとしては両方とも本当に楽しみです。内藤さん、映画もゲームもまだまだこれからだと思うんですけれども、今後の予定などってお聞きすることってできますでしょうか。
さっきの映像の中にもあったと思うんですけど、すでに絵コンテとかイメージボードとかあるんですけど、実は撮影とかキャスティングはまだこれからなんですね。今後 いろいろ映画の方も山場がいっぱいあると思うんで、こちらの方もゲームと一緒にいい作品になるように進めていきたいと思ってます。
ありがとうございます。映画も楽しみです。
I just hope they're self-aware enough to realize that, like,
楽しみにお待ちくださいね。それではこの回もそろそろ
that's all for this segment. Okay.
岡本さん、ありがとうございました。
I really hope they're self-aware enough to know that their reputation is garbage and people really don't expect a whole lot. Oh, merch.
From here, I would like to share with you some of Silent Hill related items that will help you enjoy the game even more. Here is the first one we would like to introduce. From get-go, you already know 1/6 scale statue of Red Pyramid Thing is coming. Thoroughly supervised by the art director and the monster designer of Silent Hill 2, Masahiro Ito, all details are brushed up. You can even see the details we couldn't express because of the video game spec at the time. The base capturing the scaffold can be connected, and you can recreate the scene of the final fight against 2 Red Pyramid Things.
Andre, thanks for coming out, my friend.
James Sunderland 1/6 scale statue. The realistic sculpture
Price
perfectly
TBD.
captures James's
TBD.
exhaust all your work.
Coinbank.
Please check.
They really
From
cut out a
Bedrock
big chunk of
Collectibles,
time to show
Red
off
Pyramid
random
Thing and
collectibles.
Maria elevator. This time be presenting this time.
I'm going to show you a new kind of Silent Hill, an experience that you haven't seen up until now.
A whole new experience. What is it all about? Please take
Silent
a
Hill
look at this video for-
NFTs. Okay. Silent Hill Ascension. Is it just gonna be like Bad Robot Games? Huh. Is it gonna be just like Left 4 Dead? Yeah, Trauma Together. Multiplayer game, yeah.
Well, this is going to
It
be
sounds like an
another world
asymmetrical
of Silent
multiplayer
Hill.
game.
Jacob, could you please introduce your project?
For over 20 years, Silent Hill has haunted my memories. And lately, I enjoy watching
I
streamers
just
play
want
Silent
to
Hill.
clip that.
We
For over
love
20 years,
being
Silent
able to
Hill
hear
has haunted my memories. What was your question? Just leave it there.
Is so fun. Silent Hill Ascension takes that feeling of communal fear to a massive scale. It's a live, real-time interactive series where millions of fans will watch together as the chilling story unfolds.
What?
You can change its outcomes and even be a part of scenes. There is no reset button. Decisions that you make mean life or death in the story. It's your chance to shape Silent Hill canon forever. Silent Hill Ascension is brought to you by Genvid, Bad Robot, Behavior, and DJ2, and goes live in 2023. Sign up at ascension.com for updates.
I'm so excited about this new world of
For
Silent
updates.
Hill. Here are some messages we received from 2 important partners in the project. Before we look at the messages, could you please introduce them?
Today we're going to hear from Bad Robot as well as Behavior.
I see. Okay, first things first. I would like to read a message from director J.J. Abrams.
Genvid's experience presents
They couldn't even get him to record a message.
an innovative new way to immerse yourself in the horrors of Silent Hill.
Next, please watch the message from the art director of Bad Robot and the creative team of Behavior Interactive.
I'm Chris Amaral from Bad Robot Games and art director for Silent Hill Ascension. Our approach to Silent Hill Ascension is to ensure we maintain the tone and the feeling that the fans have come to love from the franchise, while also adding our own twist of an oppressed, tormented, and morose dimension of reality. Silent Hill creatures are often manifested projections from the darkest depths of the main characters' minds. In Silent Hill Ascension, we build off of this. Our creatures are inspired by the personal traumas and internal demons of our characters' past lives. We want the art style to be a fresh take on the brand, while still being equally respectful to where we've been before.
In 2021, we released The Executioner and the survivor Cheryl Mason in Dead by Daylight. Today, Behavior once again will dive into the world of Silent Hill, but with a completely new experience. Here's Chris, VP
He has a good
creative
voice.
of our service division, to tell you all about it.
To tell
Everyone
you
at Behavior
all
is
about it.
excited to announce our collaboration with GenVid on Silent Hill Ascension, in a new form of entertainment that blends community, live storytelling, and interactivity. Silent Hill Ascension takes you and the entire community on a unique interactive storytelling experience where the decisions you make affect the characters and the world. Those decisions become canon, and there's no reset button. This is a whole new chapter for Silent Hill, with new characters and
I just
frightful
love, they're like,
where the
I don't know. I don't know how we write the next chunk of the franchise and the lore. I don't know how to do it. I think we'll screw it up. Let's just make the fans do it, and then we'll make that canon, and then they can blame themselves if they don't like it. Then we're like, okay, that sounds good.
Jacob, what do you think of the 2 message videos?
I'm thrilled to work with these incredible teams. Together, we're going to revolutionize what horror means in interactive media.
That's fantastic. We are excited too. I hope everyone watching this distribution is eagerly awaiting this new
I don't know.
Silent
I'm not immediately turned off. I like the idea of interactive, like group things. I find that stuff cool. I remember back in the day, Magnus Carlsen played a game of chess against the world, and you could vote on the move that would happen, and it was live in New York, and the viewers of the stream would vote for a move, and then that move would be played against Magnus, and then he would play back, and then it was Magnus versus the world, basically. And it was super cool. And so I'm open to this type of thing. Do I think it's good? It'll be good? I don't know.
Thank you very much. Finally, we will leave
Okay,
you with that
new video.
completely new video. Thank you for watching Silent Hill Transmission.
Not gameplay. Is it because it's a mobile game? Is that what this is? This is some hentai shit. I don't understand what that last one was. What? Silent Hill F. What does that even mean? Let's see. They just posted this at 2:29. Silent Hill F is a brand new game of the franchise Resident Evil Reverse Dev. Okay. It'll be penned by famous Japanese writer Ryukishi 07, the writer of When They Cry visual novel series. Okay. Yeah, so nobody knows what it is. Is that what I'm gathering? I do not understand that last bit. I really don't understand that. The project seems to be connected to one of numerous Silent Hill leaks that appeared this year. A number of concept images leaked in May of 2022, though the images were said to have dated back to 2020. A few of the pictures show a halfway covered in sticky notes, haunted by a mysterious creature that resembles cherry blossom tree. That image was signed by Silent Hill legend Masahiro Ito, who's apparently interested in cherry blossoms as a horror image for years. Okay. These images were said to be connected to a PT-like teaser game, according to a report earlier this year through VGC, though it wasn't necessarily clear what exactly it was a teaser for. It's been said that a full-scale entry in Silent Hill series is on the way, though a full scale of Silent Hill F's production is unclear. Okay, so it's possible it's like a mini thing like PT was, but it's a teaser for a game that doesn't exist yet, or they don't know is going to exist. I don't totally understand. But okay. Well, AC Hex apparently is like a full game, but it's just basically a horror game. Like it's going to be Assassin's Creed, but dark and spoopy, but a full game, like nonetheless. But this, it doesn't even make sense, or it's not clear if it's even a full game. The leaks seem to suggest that it's not a full game and it will be like a mini game, like a PT. Huh. I don't know. F's in chat, boys. Silent Hill F's. Okay, so all told, I think the event, like, the remake looks fine. I'm sure Bloober will do a decent job with it. They just have to remake it, like, just make it relatively solid, and I'm sure it'll be received fairly well. The film, I don't know. It seems weird they're bringing back the same director again, but, you know, I guess it seems like it was relatively well received by fans, so not a huge deal. The other stuff they announced, I have no idea what that bad robot thing is supposed to be. It doesn't really make sense, but they're saying like it's going to be an interactive thing where viewers can vote on the future of the lore. Like, I can see that being cool, but I also think people would just prefer a movie or a TV show, a Netflix series, something. It seems weird. So that's odd. And the other ones, like, I don't know. A lot of that was weird. But again, like, I went into this with very low expectations because it's Konami. So I don't really expect a whole lot. But I mean, they didn't disappoint. I have no idea what that's supposed to be. That's the story at the end of this. But all told, I mean, it's whatever. And we almost got through all of PT too, so that's cool. I think right now they're gauging, like, it's not as easy to just step in and make a whole new Silent Hill that's going to be received well. I think they were hoping that Konami or Kojima would come crawling back to them, like, please let me do another game. And then they'd be like, yeah, we forgive you, because they think that they're the ones that were wronged. And who knows, maybe from their perspective, they really are. I don't know. But he's obviously not doing that. He's got other things he's working on. So he's going to go off to his own thing and be happy while doing it. And for them, I just don't... I don't really understand what that game is even supposed to be. I don't know. So they'll probably eventually get to it. Like he said, they were working and they were hoping they could announce some new partners relatively soon. And we'll see if they eventually get around to that. Who knows? Who freaking knows? They don't know. Apparently, they can't even talk about it. Maybe they're doing a remake to get some goodwill to make a new installment. I think absolutely, Hound, that's part of it. They want to ease into this. I thought it was weird that they spent so long covering merch. That's weird. It just seems like a desperate move when you spend a good chunk of your announcement, you know, going over merch. I said the same thing when they spent a good amount of time in the Cyberpunk, whatever, Witcher Day I think it was Witcher Day. They did the Witcher Day stream, and it was terrible. It was a waste of time. But they revealed like a bunch of weird statues and stuff that you could buy that looked cool, but it was like Witcher but themed around like Japanese art styles. So it was like Ronin Geralt, and it was just really odd. And they spent like 10 minutes going over it. It was just kind of weird. The Pyramid head figure, though, kind of tempted. My Bloodborne figure is on the way, and the itch to buy another one is growing. Oh, yeah, no, I feel you, Hound. And those things will be collector's items. Those will retain value pretty well, I'm sure. So, but I would expect if it's from one of these, like, Pure Arts companies, it wasn't Pure Arts that was doing it. It was another team. I don't remember what they were called. But if it's on this scale, like it's a 1/6 scale, those types of statuettes from Pure Arts run like $1,800. Like, they're not cheap. Those things are very expensive. So brace your wallet, because I would guess they charge something like that. Exclusive to PS5, meanwhile, battle to stop Microsoft from making Activision games exclusively on Xbox and Game Pass. Mormon Cyber, Mormon Cyber. I absolutely agree. And I'm not joking when I say that I think that their announcement to making this exclusive could legitimately be one of the huge benefits to Xbox. I would guess Xbox is like dancing around in giddy, the execs are, because they can go to the boards of these regulators and be like, guys, they just did the thing they're accusing us of. Like, yesterday they just did that thing for a year exclusivity. Like, they're doing it now and then calling us the bad guys for wanting to do something like that 7 years down the road. Come on. And that's hard to argue with. Apparently that's why PlayStation keeps delaying all of their PlayStation showcases. We talked about that story on Monday, because apparently they want to try and keep out of the news for exclusivity because they don't want the regulators to see that they're doing the very thing they're accusing Xbox of doing. It's a bad look. It's a real bad look. So I think this might have been an oopsie to announce that. But I think what it is they agreed, they paid for this exclusivity. And if they could have their way, they would have delayed this announcement from Konami out a good amount of time. But now, like, it's out of their hands. Konami's going to announce it whenever they want to. So I think, honestly, if PlayStation could have delayed this announcement into next year, they would have. But now they're screwed because it's in the news now. So I think this was not a great day for PlayStation executives. I don't think they're too thrilled. At the end of the day, they're all making exclusives. Just end exclusivity by make more money by reaching more players. Yeah, I get that sentiment, but it's also just simply a matter of business. Nobody's gonna just stop and do like a ceasefire, because it just can't happen. Like, obviously PlayStation's playing dirty. They play dirty. Xbox plays dirty. So the only way for it to fully stop is if everybody agrees to stop playing dirty and to stop doing exclusives. And nobody wants to take the first step because it doesn't really make sense to take the first step, you know? So it just doesn't really work. Anything new? Yeah, Brandon, you can, I guess, rewatch the full VOD if you want, but they've got like a TV show, movie thing, a new movie entirely, then some sort of like puzzle game, and then they also have some Silent Hill F coming that is, nobody knows what it is. Apparently it's like a teaser, but it might also possibly be its own standalone game, but nobody knows. Nobody has any idea what it is. Which for me, whenever you announce a game and people have to Google to figure out what the hell it is, that's a problem. Like, that's an issue. So the consumer's going to get caught in the crossfire. I don't know. I think at this point, Xbox is the best option for consumers. I don't think there's even a decent argument against that. I would love to hear somebody try to argue that PlayStation is the pro-consumer option right now. I would love to have that debate. But the whole argument is that eventually they won't be. Eventually they will be the company that is like capitalizing on their larger market share, and they will do Game Pass, but they'll increase Game Pass to like $25 a month. And then they'll make it so if you want new titles day one, you got to pay for Ultimate, you know. Thank you for becoming a member, by the way, Kushab. Thank you. So eventually I'm sure that'll happen. This is how business works. You segment off a chunk of the market, and then once you have control over it, you can control the prices dictated in that market. That's what we saw with PlayStation, though. They regulated everything out. They secured their chunk of the industry with these narrative games. They got people in love with these franchises, and then they said, okay, we're going to charge you $70 a game now instead of 60. And we'll make up stuff. It's inflation. It's blah, blah, blah. But it's because we can. And it's because you'll pay it because you're bitches. And that's what it is. They're like, you're my bitch because you love God of War and you're going to pay $70 for the next one. You're not going to walk away for $10. You're going to do it. You're going to do it. And so they got you locked in. And same with the PS5. They're like, we know you want a PS5. You've been waiting 2 years to get it. We're going to charge you $50 extra now. And you're going to take it. Because we know you're going to still buy the console anyway. And that's the problem when you become the head of the market. That's where PlayStation is now. What's really rich is that now, now everybody's coming along and saying that Xbox, they're the unreasonable ones because they are trying to buy these companies and then eventually do their own thing and eventually make them exclusive and blah, blah, blah. It's just a messy mess. But PlayStation trying to play holier than thou is the most hilariously stupid thing ever. It's insane. PC's the way to go. I mean, honestly, right now in the industry, it does seem like that. And lol, PC Master Race, blah, blah, blah. But I get that. It makes sense. However, it is true. It can be more expensive, and not can be. It is more expensive to get into PC gaming. It just is. To pretend otherwise. I know we can pull up videos of YouTubers finding used parts, and they put together a PC that competes with the Series X with a similar price tag. But that requires a decent amount of PC building knowledge, knowing most people don't know. Damn it. Swear to God. Most people don't know the difference between a CPU and GPU and RAM. Let's be honest. Most gamers, and this is when we poll everybody on consoles everywhere, most gamers don't know the difference between those parts. So to tell them go just hunt down all of the different parts and shop, eBay, find something compatible with this motherboard, that's a lot to ask of people. It just is. So I understand there's a big barrier to entry, but also as gaming is maturing, people who used to be more casual gamers are getting older, and now we're getting big boy jobs and we're able to afford nicer hardware. We can afford the $1,000 or the $2,000 PC, whereas before we couldn't. And that's a big deal, because that's what the market more broadly is doing. So times are just changing. And for me, the big thing that's a huge deal is Game Pass, for one, just changes how we recommend games, full stop. It just does. It just does. The fact that you can play something like A Plague Tale Requiem day one without paying anything extra is huge. That's a big deal. And furthermore, Xbox Play Anywhere is also a huge deal. Being able to play a game that you purchased on your console or launch it on PC with the same save file, everything else, that's a big deal. So at the end of the day, it does seem like PC is just the way to go. But again, it's not as easy as some people make it out to be, where it's just buy a PC, bro. Get some used parts, put it together, bro. It's not that easy. And it's important to just be aware that not everybody is super tech savvy. Yes, if they want to get an understanding of it, there are YouTube videos you can figure out how to do it. But it's not as easy as just go get yourself a PC that competes with these consoles at this price. Especially nowadays, I don't think you could do it. Yeah, for me, the barrier to entry on PC is the price tag. Would love just to dunk $3K into a new PC, but it's not happening realistically right now. Exactly how. And that's why consoles, they fit a very important space in the market, and they deserve to stay in the market because they certainly appeal to a lot of people. And the other thing is that there is something to be said. I know some PC gamers pretend like this isn't a thing. There is something to be said for the ease of use. The fact that you can just boot up a game and it just plays, it just works. That is a big appeal of console gaming. On PC, sometimes you got to tweak it. And I remember, like, I didn't always run with like a Rolls Royce style computer that's just cranked out to the max. Like, I didn't always do that. Until this, was using like a GTX 1070 and like an old i7 7700K that was always overheating because I think I broke it when I initially set it up, so it overheats and is overclocked wrong and blah blah blah. But with this, like, before I had this computer, I did go and I was working with that computer, and I had to do a good amount of fiddling to get games working properly and running stably. Like, it was a good amount of tweaking to make it happen. It's not as simple as just like set it to medium and you're good. Like, there was a good amount of tweaking that you had to do under the hood. And so, like, again, this is one of the problems I think that YouTubers and streamers and stuff run into, is like, we get in our bubble where we do this for a living. We do this every day. We've got the nice setup and stuff because we can write it off on our taxes as expenses and things. We do all of this. And in the meantime, like, the average person, like we said earlier, the average user on Steam is using I think it was a 1660. I think, was that the average? I think that was the average. So it's just important to remember, like, not everybody, like, what I might spend on a graphics card is more than most people are able to spend on their whole setup. So for me to like rant and be like, haha, just get a PC, bro, it's not really. Like, it's extremely insensitive, and it's so stupid. But I hear so many YouTubers just casually do it because honestly, you just kind of forget. You forget what it was like to run the other hardware, and it's important to remember. Not everybody is insane enough to play video games and do that all day, every day, and try to make a job out of it. 1660 Ti gets you 1080p low, 60 FPS. Yeah, Gotham Knights. What's with that? Yeah, Moment. It's insane. It's insane. I'm an optimization freak. I have a gaming PC, but never end up playing anything on it. I get sucked into making it run the best it can, process waste time. I got a Series S, and I'm playing much more. See, that's funny. That's funny. Yeah. I like my little Series S. I got one right over here. It's a great backwards compatibility machine, too. I was playing Red Dead Redemption, the OG, on it. It's crazy. Whereas I never even dusted my PS4 and it ran fine. Dude, I never dusted my PS4 either. My PS4, I'm sure, is filthy. I have it. It's sitting down in that bottom cube. My OG PS4 Slim that I got in 2016. Whippy Ice, awesome. You submitted your rig to Rocky. Awesome. I think he's collecting all of those. Yeah, guys, by the way, if you have a PC setup you'd like me to react to, maybe on Friday in that stream, send it in a DM to Rocky on Discord. He'll be listed as like a moderator in the users tab. Send it over to him and he'll collect them and we can do a little reaction. How do you even dust your console? You have to, for the PS4, you had to like unscrew it, open it up, and then vacuum and dust and spray with air and all of that stuff. Whereas like the PS5, you can just take off the little wing plates, and then they have little holes and stuff that are specifically for sucking out the dust with the vacuum, which is kind of cool. The PS4 is from the Air Force if you don't dust it. Or the PS4 Pro. The PS4 Pro was freaking loud. That's one thing. The PS5 is very quiet. The PS4 Pro was a jet engine. It was insane. The Xbox One, yeah, I think it's the same deal. You got to open it all up. Same with the series, or the Xbox One X. That was also a meaty boy. So, yeah. Honestly, dust your PS5 too. I popped mine open the other day and it needed the clean. Yeah, it's honestly, set a reminder on your phone and just set it up for like once an hour. Jesus Christ. It's been a long day. Once a year, not once an hour. Once a year to go in and vacuum it out. And just like, I do the thing every 3 months. I have an alert, like an alarm set or a calendar event for me to go swap out the filter in my, like the furnace for the house. So just like that, you set up the same thing. You're like, oh, it's this day. I got to go vacuum out the PS5. And then you do that. Do the same thing with like dusting your house. Dusting is great. Like you might find if you have regular sniffles and stuff, do that. Just set a regular thing for dusting the house, like once every few weeks or once a month. Just go through with a rag, wipe everything down, all the surfaces. You might find that your sniffles go away. Like little stuff like that It was like one of those things that one of the rich people that I used to work with, he told me about, and he was just like, yeah, people, I noticed, he was so kind of a snob, but he was like, yeah, I've noticed poor people don't dust things and they're always sick. There's no coincidence there. He's like, you know what dust is made of? Skin cells and little microparticles of dead bugs that get ground up and float through the air. That's what dust is. So you know what? You need to go and dust. Stop breathing that shit in. He's like, I have a maid and she comes in and she dusts constantly. It's like half of what she spends her day doing when she's cleaning my house. Everybody needs to do it. And I was like, okay, calm down. Like, okay, dude, I didn't ask you about dusting your house, but okay. But like, the more I thought about it, I was like, he's kind of right. Like, who is going to get home from a long day of work? Like, you work at Best Buy or Sonic or McDonald's. You're grinding out the hours trying to just survive. And you get home, you have 2 hours to do something fun before you got to go to bed and go do all that crap again. You get home, like, I need to dust. Nobody's going to say that. 0% of people. The only people who will have their house regularly dusted are either people who are clean freaks and that's what they do for fun, or because they have like OCD and they can't sleep or relax unless they have it clean, or somebody who can afford to pay a maid to literally go through the house every week and just dust the crap out of it. Like, so I understand why he's like, poor people don't dust anyways. I was like, yeah, no, I get what you're right, but I don't think like they're bad people for not doing it. Like, he acted disgusting. He's like, yeah, fucking poor people. Poor people, gross. They breathe bug parts and stuff. You know, the pores, always getting sick, the silly pores. Yeah, exactly. It was just like, dude, I don't think, like, listen to yourself right now. But he was one of those people, like, he's been a multi-millionaire for decades. Like, he got started in the 80s and he's like, he's been very well off for a very long time. So he's just given up trying to be in touch with people. Like, he doesn't give a crap. Have to pay for the best AC filters to get dust out. Yeah. I dust every month because my allergies get so bad. Yeah, I've noticed that I'm starting to notice it too. It's not as bad here. My old apartment, it was real bad. It was real bad. Like, you literally would go through the house and just any surface above like eye level that you wouldn't regularly touch, you could just like run your finger along it and dust would be caked on it within a month. And it was because like the apartment complex, they had the furnace locked behind a closet door and they had the key and they had to replace the furnace filter, and they would only do it like once a year. You're supposed to do it every quarter. So the house was just dusty and filthy and gross, you know. It was bad. But if you can manage it, I do recommend dusting. It does help. It does help. One thing I noticed is even at peak dusty, the PS5 is still half the noise of the 4, showing it's more likely a hardware issue, and somebody just pinned it on the dust. Oh yeah, no, for sure. They figured out how to do like isometric fans. It's what Apple started doing on their MacBook Pros, where I don't know how it works, but it looks like what they do, my understanding is they make the blades different lengths and angles on the fans, and so they can basically cancel out the airwaves of the other blade as it comes back out the fan. So they can, it's basically like noise cancellation, but it's generated by the fan that's also making its same noise. So you're able to create a fan that can blow pretty hard but doesn't make the typical sound that a fan makes. And apparently they're doing a similar thing on the PS5, which is kind of cool. It's kind of cool. I really diagnosed OCD, and let me tell you, my house is a mess because none of my intrusive thoughts are about that. Oh, well, perfect, Ariana. See, there you go. You just got to find something else. Then you don't have to dust obsessively. I will say, like, of all the things to be OCD about, cleaning is probably like a better one, I suppose. Like, I had, we had a golden retriever who I think, of course, I don't know if dogs can technically get OCD, but did I say golden retriever? I'm so tired. I can't even tell you. I'm like running up a few. We had a brown English lab, not even close to a golden retriever. What is wrong with me? Anyway, we had a brown lab, very sweet, named Mistletoe, adorable doggo. I loved her dearly. She passed away recently and she got old, but she had been trained as a search and rescue dog. And the way they would train them was with these tennis balls. and they would hide tennis balls like in a mountainside in snow. And then they would have the dog hunt down the tennis ball and retrieve it, right? Pretty simple. Mistletoe failed her search and rescue training, and she failed because she would find the tennis ball very quickly, but she would have to chew it like 6 or 7 times. Like, it wasn't just, I found it, chew, chomp, drop. She would grab it, and then she would bite, and then she would drop it. And then she couldn't resist. She'd pick it up again, and then she'd bite, like 6, 7 times, and then drop it. And then she had to pick it up again if you didn't grab it in time. And she could not control herself. They spent thousands of dollars trying to train this dog to be a search and rescue dog. They got all the way through like the final test of training, and they could not, with all their expertise, train her out of chewing that ball more than like 6 times and biting down on it more than 6 times before dropping it. They couldn't train it out of her. So they sent her to the pound, and they were like, I don't know, we can't use her for search and rescue, so hopefully somebody likes her and adopts her, otherwise they'll put her down. We ended up going there, and she was a super sweet dog, and so we adopted her, and she was a wonderful dog. She was brilliant. She was lovely. It was really sad though. That particular breed of dog, they're little and short, but their knees go really early, and their hips start having problems and stuff. So she eventually got to a point where she couldn't really run, even though all she wanted to do was play ball. So as she got older, she still had the mind of the puppy that wanted to chew on the ball and go fetch and do search and rescue games and stuff. She wanted to do that, but her body literally couldn't keep up. She couldn't go down like the 2 stairs into the backyard to go play. Like, her joints hurt that bad. You would have to go grab her and like lower her down because her knees hurt that bad. And the doctors looked at her, the vets, and they were like, she basically has no like cartilage or anything on her knee joints or hip joints. It's just bone on bone. So she's not doing great. So she started, like, they gave her CBD drops and stuff that they give dogs now for painkillers, and she loved those. And they would do like, she had a medication she was on, and it was great. But it was basically like my family and my parents, who technically owned her, they were like, eventually she's going to get to the point where she just can't walk anymore. And if she can't walk to use the restroom or to go eat, get water, at that point we got to call it. And one day, it was like a year and a half, 2 years ago, I had been out of the house for a while, but they reached a point where like they came down and the dog, she couldn't stand up. She couldn't move. And they're like, it's probably time. It's probably time. But she was a wonderful, wonderful doggo. Oh, hold on. I can show you a picture. To leave on a happy note. She lived a very, very happy life. She was a happy, happy dog. Yeah, look, this is Mistletoe with my brother Tim. That's a Mistletoe. Hold on. I think this camera, is on autofocus. Zoom. Yeah, this is Mistletoe with my brother Tim. Very sweet puppers. Big tongue. Oh, she's so sweet. It happens, but she lived a very, very good life. I had a corgi like that. She could not jump off anything more than like 2 feet because of her legs and back. That's why, like, I feel a weird responsibility to get a breed of dog when we do get a dog that doesn't have like those types of hereditary joint issues and stuff. Like, I love golden retrievers, but golden retrievers have tons of issues with hip dysplasia and things. So I feel bad contributing to the further breeding of them if they have that problem. Even though they're wonderful dogs, I feel bad for incentivizing bringing more of those dogs into the world who might be brought in and just suffer, you know? So I think we're looking at Bernedoodles or a Bernese Mountain Dog. Those look like good dogs. Slobbery, but very good. And they just, they're cuddly. Oh, they're so cuddly. Tim looks like Luke Remastered. I'm going to tell him you said that. That's awesome, Kushab. That's wonderful. Okay. I am going to call it there. It's super hot in here. I feel like we had a good stream. We're vibing. We played some PT. We talked about a ton of stuff. We saw the reveal. I feel good. I also have to pee really badly. That's most of it. So thank you all for hanging out. I really appreciate you guys. Ariana, it's so sad we breed dogs so aggressively that they end up with chronic problems. Love all doggies, but mutts are the healthiest. Yeah, it is unfortunate that so many like pugs really bother me, like ethically. I don't like, if you own a pug, I'm not like blaming you. I'm blaming like the breeders that created pugs. But pugs, look at a pug skull. Once we're done with this stream, just look up a pug skull, look at that thing, and tell me that that was ethical. Because it's not. You breed that thing, you're breeding a disaster. And then people look at them and they're like, oh, but they're so cute. It looks like their faces are smushed. I'm like, because they are. Their skull collapsed. Like, if that were a human, we would put it out of its misery. Like, it's horrible to me. It's insane. Yeah, exactly, Patrick. Thank you. I'm not crazy. Okay. A pug skull should be in the next Souls game. That's the thing. If you just took a pug skull and you buried it in somebody's backyard and they found it, they would be like, oh my God, I found this really screwed up dinosaur in my backyard. Like, it's insane to me that people are like, oh, it's so cute though. I'm like, no, the pug didn't do anything wrong. The pug was brought into a world to suffer. That's the problem. Yeah, anyway, Khalid. I should go before I get ramped up. I'm going to find this damn fly and we're going to end this. You and me, fly. This ends today. I love you all. Thanks for chilling. Thank you for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys. We are going to be back Friday to stream some more and continue hanging out. It's going to be a good time. Yeah, at the end of the day, as they say, F. Yeah, F's in the chat. F's in the chat. Much love, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I will see you Friday. Hugs and kisses. Bye-bye.